everybody, welcome to This Week in Monstercat. This is the podcast where me, your host Mika, talks about everything that's happened this week and, in this particular episode, the last week of Monstercat. So, as usual, I'm joined by my friend Pete. What's up, bro?
Hello.
And I'm also joined by a commenter who's been on before, and you might recognize him. He's, we call him Matthew. On YouTube, you might see him in the comments. He's got like some bacon profile picture, and he's called Bacon Breath or something or other. And so yeah, he's on. We're gonna be talking about music. We're gonna be having a good time. So you may have noticed last week we didn't get a podcast up. That wasn't through lack of trying. We did, we did record one, but somehow recording software fucked up, and we didn't get any of Pete's audio, so it probably wouldn't have been a very good thing to upload, which is a pity because it was a really good episode. We had John on, the Red Hawk director. We had a good debate about the current state of Monstercat. We had a good discussion about the songs from last week, but this week we'll do a big, nice catch-up for you. We'll get all of the songs from last week as well as this week out of the way. We'll be talking about them, as well as doing all the rest of the normal stuff. So, yeah. How's it going, guys?
It's going good.
Pretty good.
How you feeling about these last couple weeks of Monstercat?
This week that we're going to be talking about after the first three has been pretty shit, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
And the last week wasn't incredible either, so not great, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens afterwards.
The last 2 weeks have been interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
That's definitely an optimistic way to put it.
Alright, well, I think we're probably gonna get through the first three tracks just a bit quicker, because we already did talk about them for like half an hour last week. And also, if this episode there's a bit of a lower energy, I'm really tired. So, so be kind. But, so, what was the first track? I'm trying to remember. Sprite. Ah, okay, so we got the recent single from Super Andreas, Sprite, which is good, because I know me and Pete were both sort of wondering where he'd gone, because he hadn't released anything for a while. He just released a couple tracks and then went away, and we're happy to see him back. And I'll just be brief. What I remember thinking about this track is I liked it, but it was just shitty airglow. Like, it was just airglow, but not as good, and I'd just rather listen to airglow. And I know it has a sort of different vibe, but I mean, airglow's got very similar sound design, just more variety, and I think it sounds better. But not to throw shade at this song, it's a good song. It's not incredibly or amazing or outstanding or anything, but it's got good sound design, and it's an easy listen. And yeah, I don't have too much to say on it, it's just quite good. What do you guys think of it?
I might like it more than Airglow at this point, but it's honestly really catchy.
It is catchy.
I made this non-Monstercat playlist, and it didn't say non-Monstercat for that long, so that's in there. And it's just very catchy, and I honestly like everything about it. It does really remind me of Airglow, though. I don't really have much to say other than it's probably going to be in my top 5 on this album once it's, like, done.
Damn,
it's just a nice song to listen to.
Hey, I'll tell you, if I didn't have a non-Monstercat playlist, I don't think I'd be able to survive. It's great. But yeah, no, it's a cool song. Pete, tell us what you think of it.
I think this track coming out of nowhere and being what it was is evidence that Soupy can do whatever he wants and just do anything, because he's made Future Bass, he's made Glitch Hop, he's now making House, so he just seems like he's one of those really good diverse artists who you never know what to expect from him, and that's something I like. After his first two tracks being Future Bass, I would have thought, okay, he makes good Future Bass, don't get me wrong, but like, is this all he's gonna do? But then he comes out with, as much as I didn't love whatever the Glitch Hop one was called.
Melatonin.
Yes, Melatonin. As much as I didn't love that, I still like that it stood for, like, the amount of different stuff he can do, and this is like a testament to that, even more so. And his stuff off Monstercat is even more of a testament that he can do some very weird, unique shit. So
his off Monstercat stuff is really good.
I know. Well,
I'm really on
my
board.
issue is I know if he's on Monstercat, he's not going to be doing anything too crazy, because he seems to be playing all those Monstercat songs really safe, annoyingly. Because all of my favourite songs are his ultra experimental trap ones off Monstercat, like Life Goes On is one of my favourite tracks ever. That song's
Melatonin
that song
is
is
kind of
experimental.
different.
I agree with the fucking annoying blip 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 thing that comes into that song. But no, I way prefer his off-Monstercat stuff because here, like, excluding Melatonin, even though it sounds good, it's playing it really fucking safe. And it's all like sort of just like, it's all just like sort of cool sounding music, but it's not ultra creative like some of his other stuff, which is just so fucking out there. But for what it is, Sprite's pretty good. But I'm probably the least. And last week I was more positive. It's the sort of song that I listened to it like 3 times and I've heard it enough. But it's not bad. It's not bad. You guys have more to say on the track?
Well,
Oh shit! Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Because I was talking about how this song talks about, kind of says that he can do anything as well as with Melatonin. But yeah, Sprite itself, I remember when I first made the Airglow comparison, and I still think in terms of the drops, they're like, it's quite a fair comparison. But I think where it differs and why I don't have the same mentality of I'd rather just listen to Airglows, I think I enjoy the drops of Sprite more because I love everything about Airglow that isn't the drops. All the scene setting and the atmosphere that song creates, I absolutely love. But then you get to like the 2 main drops, and it's like, nah, I'm not a big fan of this. But this does the drops better. So I think they both do different things better because I absolutely love the drops and the way that they're different from one another in Sprite. And like, this is, of course, as everyone said, very catchy song that I can go back to and listen to. And I think I agree with Matthew. It'll probably be in my top 5 of the album by the time it rolls around. We'll see what else.
I mean, with the way this album
yet to happen.
well, I mean, this album's been up and down, but with the way it's been going recently, this probably will be high.
I've honestly liked this in Volume 2 for the most part, and then there's just some songs that are just really, really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's definitely been like, there have been some weeks where we've been like, alright, this album's finally Monstercat getting its shit back together, coming from Volume 2, which was just, oh god, such a mistake. But then again, there's other weeks with this album where I'm like, alright, Monstercat's just as bad as it was a few months ago. But yeah, so is anything else to say on the track, guys?
No.
Sorry if I'm being so negative on it. I just, and I can't be bothered with songs like this.
I think that helps.
But that brings us to the next track, a track that I can be bothered even less with, a lot less with, the new Grabbits track, which is, God, what's it even called? Told You So.
Told You So.
It's boring as hell. It's really, really boring.
Oh, it is.
Like, his vocals aren't that great. The drops are really inoffensive. I like the build-ups a lot.
Which, by the way, that's unusual for Grabbits. We normally really
Yeah.
like Grabbits vocals.
Like, yeah. Some of the best vocals on the label.
I do.
Like, even his early, like, sort of dubsteppy stuff, the vocals were still great.
Yeah.
I really didn't like his vocals on this.
Yeah, me neither. They sound just poppy, and, they sound like they've gone way too far down the indie-tronic pop scene. Sure.
It just sounds like Grabbits in general.
Oh, yeah.
They actually sounded a lot kind of like country to me for some reason. Like, right before the drop, he's like, told ya so, and it's just so country sounding.
Don't point that out, it's gonna make me like it even less. No, but, I mean, I liked the rock post-EDM sound it was going for. Like, I really, really like that stuff.
Yeah.
But
that was good.
The pop post-EDM sort of new disco sort of, thing that people have been going for, like Pierce Fulton's done a lot of that, Puppet's done a bit of that, Eden's done a bit of that. Don't like that. I mean,
I honestly think Pierce Fulton's the only one who did it right, if I'm being honest.
Well,
Grabbits kind of did it right, if you count it as that.
I reckon I mean, there's a bunch of, the thing about those artists is they've all just, most of their songs is, really soppy, sad, piano-y, Eden-sounding tracks. But then they all have really good tracks. Like, Eden has Drugs, and Eden has, that recent song he put out. I can't remember what it's called, but it's really good. and then you got artists like, what's his name? He's one of those dudes. Yeah, that post EDM scene. I don't know. It's hit or miss. But when it's good, it's really, really good. But this song totally misses the mark.
Yeah.
Balls the shit out of me. But yeah, like I was saying, I like the build-ups, but everything else is just boring. The vocals are so unastounding for Grabbits. The lyrical content is like, whatever. Grabbits has done really, really cool, good lyrical content, and that's what I really like him for, is he doesn't just do your generic soppy love songs. He generally has some sort of dark storytelling twist, which is not present here at all. Yeah, and like, this doesn't really sound like Grabbits. This isn't really what I want from him. I don't think this is what anyone wants from him, to be honest. And I don't know, it just feels like a lazy track. Yeah. What do you guys think?
I really don't like this, because if I'm being completely honest, I really, really hated Grabbits before 025. But then everything after 025 was just great, because it was refreshing compared to all the screechy and stupid stuff he made before that. And then this track...
Do you mean including 025? Like including the...
Oh, no. Because I really
don't
like his stuff on 025
what's
as
that
well.
one called? What's the LP that he did called?
Oh, I like the LP.
Better with Time, that one.
Did I say I didn't like the ones on
Well,
025?
you said after. Like after 25.
Oh, I meant to say 025 as well. 025 is like my favorite album. So, but the thing I don't like about this is it just takes all of his old songs and it just makes it in a more boring way, and the vocals are just like really, really bad. I have to, like, at one point at the beginning he's trying to say something and you can't even tell what he's trying to say. Most of the time he's clear. I don't really remember what he was trying to say at that part, but it was just nonsense. And then I don't know, there's just a lot I don't like about this. The drops are okay, but they could just be better as well.
Yeah, it's a song that in almost every element could be a lot better. Yeah, like, it's definitely not the worst thing ever. Like, it's not like ultra offensive or anything. It's not like making my ears bleed, but it's not good. Pete, what are your thoughts on this track?
Oh, I don't really have anything to say. It just bothers me. Like, in almost every single front, there's like really not that much. There's not that much I can say against it, but there's not that much I can say for it either. So I'm kind of left in this void of, there's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing right with it.
Yeah, it's so mediocre that it's bad. God, this episode's been going so much more negatively than yesterday, than last week. Last week we were like, oh, it's not the worst.
It's okay.
Like, I like this bit, and now we're just like, oh. No, but I mean, what were you gonna say?
I liked the drop in this one a bit. Like, the drop's pretty catchy, but it still could be better.
It's one of those sort of like drops that lasts like 3 seconds. Like, that happens a lot in this sort of music, where it's like they'll have some sort of build up to some sort of drop, but then the drop will last like 3 seconds, or it'll last like 8 bars or something, like really short, just because they want to get the vocals out and they can't really do the vocals during the drop.
Have you guys heard Vanta Black? Like, it's like a 2-minute build up, and then the drop is like 5 seconds, and then it just goes to this amazing guitar bit.
Which song? What's that?
I am. It's the new Dirty Phonics song that's coming out. It was previewed on the podcast, and it's the one that has
Screamo
vocals on it. And it's like, the build-up is so good. Like, I don't know why, even with the screamy vocals in it, for some reason, they don't bother me. Because, like, in context with the really epic instrumental that it's got going on for the build-up, I think it actually kind of works.
It does.
The only thing that annoys me is the vocal chop before the drop, which isn't even screaming, where it's like, try not to headbang.
Oh, yeah.
That sounds
See,
terrible.
the thing was, when I listened to that, I can't even headbang to that drop either, because it like makes no sense
It's
from what I remember.
I wasn't that big on it the first time I heard it, but it's been growing on me. Anyway, we'll talk about that when the track actually comes out, eh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Alright, where are we at now? We're at the final track that came out last week. Which is... oh shit.
What are you talking about? There was only 2 tracks.
Yeah, let's just pretend.
It's Borefest by Blando and Blando.
Alright, no, it's...
Because I
it's-
couldn't
No,
think. Blando and Blando.
Blander and Blender.
Yeah, I meant to say Blander, but I just said Blando twice.
No, it's by surprisingly good hardstyle producer and awful.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, but so yeah, we got the new. Fuck my life, we've got the.
Can I start this one?
I'll just introduce and then you can go. So it's the new Keizo and Slander song Without You featuring. What is it?
Whoever was on it.
Some piece of shit. That's not personal. I have nothing against this person besides their voice. But yeah, last week I had a big rant, like a 10-minute rant on this one. But I'll let you start us off, Matthew. What are your thoughts on this new
Alright.
Monstercat release?
Well, the thing that offends me the most about this is that there's nothing offensive about it.
Well,
Because it's my least favorite track on Monstercat. Not because it's
Alright.
complete garbage, not because everything's about it that's so bad, is that it's the most boring song I have ever heard in my life. I was listening to this in school, and I was just listening to it, and my teacher wakes me up 10 minutes later because I fell asleep in the middle of listening to it.
smooth,
I'm not even
Oh,
lying.
smooth.
That's
That is
how boring
great.
it was.
Yeah.
I went back to like listen to it, and the vocals I really, really hate. Those are the only things I can hate about them.
Yeah.
They still won't top Glow as the worst vocals on the label for me though.
Glow's pretty bad.
But
Really?
they're still very bad. In Glow, they're so auto-tuned. It sounds like a robot is singing, not
I'm sure
Richard
you love
Caddock.
We Are the Robots.
Oh, I don't like that song.
But that's a very good way to put it. Like, that it does absolutely nothing offensive at all, because it's just like any. I feel like it's that kind of track that it gets popular because people who don't. You don't need to like EDM to like generic poppy bullshit, because it's
Yeah.
made to purposefully be as easy on the ears as
Yeah.
possible. And you know, when I say that, I don't mean that every track has to be an absolute banger that you have to like really like EDM to be into.
Yeah. Well, I
but-
mean, yeah. One of my favorite,
Pretty much
one
you
of our
get what
favorite
Matthew
things on the
said.
label is "Come to the End and Stop," and that's like barely even EDM. But
Yeah.
I mean, come on, Monstercat.
See, it's just the thing I don't like about this is that there's just nothing to not like. There's nothing to hate on it about. It's just so boring and bland. And the reason it's my least favorite release is just because I think it fits that perfectly. It doesn't need to be super screechy, and I don't even need to hate on it a bunch. Like when I make my list for this eventually, I'm probably just gonna say it's boring and move to the next song, because there's nothing to say about this.
I mean, I vehemently disagree with you. There is something offensive about this song that is terrible and that is worth complaining about.
I think by offensive, I think he means a different thing when he says offensive. I think when Matthew says offensive, and correct me if I'm wrong, Matthew, he means like it's not offensive as in it's like so not creative that anyone that like it's like lowest common denominator. Like it doesn't do anything that could make someone not enjoy
Yeah.
it, because it does things wrong.
Yeah.
But-
It doesn't do anything that makes you not want to enjoy it. I mean, I guess the vocals are bad, but that's like honestly about it. I could still see why people would like the vocals and like the song. It's
Aaron.
just super boring to
Fucking
me.
Aaron. God.
Yeah. I think he likes this. I don't
He
know
likes
though.
everything that's bad. Like, that's just how Aaron works. Everything that's bad he likes, everything that's good he dislikes. That's how it works. Did you see it? Alright, I'm gonna have a little rant. Aaron, if you listen to this, fuck you and everything you stand for.
No, stop.
Alright? I saw your review of Deliverance.
Remember the last time that we talked about fake beef? You're making real beef now.
I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, he said like he gave
Didn't
he give it like a 6 or something?
He spent the entire video praising it, saying this is one of the best pieces of music I've ever heard. This is one of the most complexly put together. And then at the end of the video, he's like,
he gave it like a
7 out of 10. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, alright. Let me jump in on his side here for a minute. He was talking about, for most of it, how creative and interesting, like, he thought it was. But the end, his rating thing, it's called Aaron's enjoyment meter. So you can think something is objectively really, really good, but not actually enjoy it that much in the moment when you're listening to it. And that's what he was saying.
Well, then that's, if you're rating it...
He was talking about how incredible it is.
If you're rating it subjectively...
He personally...
Just based on what you feel, then that rating means nothing. Like, if it's just a subjective rating, that's not a music review. Like, in order for something to be a review, it needs to be objective, and it needs to look at something from the most like I said, objective lens, so that you can actually get to find a truth about it. Because I could say, oh, I just don't like this song, or I just do like this song about anything.
Yeah.
Like, just saying that doesn't really, like, you can't. You can't praise how objectively great something is the whole time and then give it a 7 out of 10. Sure, you can be like, this is my personal opinion on it, but that's different to, like, how good this is and how I'd rate it as a review, as a legitimate music review.
Yeah.
Literally how he talks about it the whole time
he was praising
it. Was objective. And then at the end, his rating system is based on his subjective enjoyment.
Yeah. If I'm being honest, he's probably he's probably like my favorite like person in this community because like he's well the way he said that is just like but the reason I say that is because his like he actually reviews stuff and goes in depth with stuff. But I still didn't get how he gave, like, that Conroe EP. I think he gave that Conroe EP the same rating as Deliverance.
Right,
and I was just like, what?
Right. I can't get on Aaron's side.
Yeah, like, this isn't... I'm not actually mad at him. Like, at the end of the day, review scores doesn't matter, and everything good he said about it, I really like. But considering that he probably rates Superhuman higher than that album, it just sort of hurts me on the inside a little bit. But, no, Aaron, you're fine. I like you. You're a good sport. You're a good kid.
Aaron is the reason that without you and Superhuman keep getting signed, because I'm telling you, people enjoy it. And Aaron, you hear us, Aaron? You're part of the
main demographic.
Aaron is probably the reason I don't hate Conroe as much as I should.
I think Aaron is the reason I hate Conroe more than I should. No, but we got a little bit off topic. I think that so you were saying that you think that this track what's it called again? Without You. You were saying that
Without Me.
No, okay. Without You, you were saying that you thought Without You was like the worst track on the label. Well, I probably agree with you. It's like definitely one of the. I didn't think that he could make Superhuman like anything worse than Superhuman. I didn't think you could top that. This song makes Superhuman look so good. Like
it does. Because Superhuman had actually good vocals.
Like if I listen to this and then go listen to Superhuman, I'm like, Superhuman's deep and emotional and like beautiful, and the vocals are like, you know, not some of the worst I've ever heard.
Not
like
garbage.
Superhuman's a 2 out of 10, which is like infinitely better than this piece of shit. Ugh! I had a big rant about it on the podcast last week, and I'll try and be brief because I don't want to get too angry. But this song is just the most obvious representation of everything wrong with modern Monstercat. Just wanted to make songs that appeal to the largest demographics so they can make the largest amount of money so that so they can get as much following, and it's the next step in Monstercat turning into spinning, and it's scary.
Yeah.
And I know that's not what's gonna happen, but this is just this just scares me. Stuff like this song.
See, the thing is, we were legit having a conversation about this song, and it's so boring and stupid that we legit went
like,
off
it's just
topic
so
for like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, go on.
Yeah, we just went off topic for like freaking 10 minutes there just because this song is so boring. Like, it's more interesting to talk about a channel's review of an album than talk about this song for 10 minutes.
Mm.
And that's honestly all I have to say about it.
Yeah. Pete, give us your thoughts on this.
No.
Okay,
No.
well, moving on.
No.
I've made myself clear.
Yeah, it's disgusting. It's like... I mean, I've heard that... Everyone I've heard has said that the new Slander and Keizo songs are actually quite good. And so I'm excited to see what they put out next. Because I've heard that they're like really different to this. But, I mean... I still have respect for Keizo. Because I think he can do some good things.
Do you want me to talk about that song now, or shall I save it for like
I don't
later?
know, when did it come out? It's not out yet, is it?
It isn't out yet, but I legit downloaded it on my phone before it got deleted off YouTube because it's amazing.
Yeah. Does it have shitty vocals? That's all I need to know.
Actually, the vocals in that song are really
they're gonna be
good,
terrible.
and
Glad to know that you trust Matthew's
No, I just heard that it has vocals.
and all I'm trying to say is that you're either gonna like hate the drop or love it, but I think the build up legit made the drop
Is it
good.
like incredibly
kinda
heavy?
like this
Is it like
time.
balls to the walls heavy?
It's kind of like
Alright,
this
good.
time,
That's what I've heard, because I fucking adore this time. I think that's a great song, so...
and the build up is just godlike
Good.
though. It's like a 2-minute long build up.
Good shit. Oh, I like that.
It's really
It's
good.
like Fugitive. God, Fugitive is so cool.
Fugitive is great.
Yeah, like the drops are good,
It's
but they're
actually that
completely
long, though.
overshadowed by that build-up, which is just like so incredible. Oh my! It sounds like some machine, like whirring up. It's awesome. But yeah, I think that's everything we have to say on that. Just atrocious song. And then we have the first song of the current week, which is the new No Taker and what's the other guy? That electro house producer.
Declan James.
Yeah, the new Note Taker and Declan James song, which is called Who I Am, featuring someone.
Kara.
Yep,
And see, here's the problem.
yeah, like, what was... I recognize her name. What
Featuring
else was Kara in?
Mistake.
Chardonnay and
Chardonnay.
some other song by Trivecta.
And,
Break Me, I think.
Oh,
was the other
and
one she was in.
the thing that when like I saw that she was going to be another song made me think she might not be terrible. She was in the Unlike Pluto song, "Searching for You," in which the vocals are actually okay in that song, but
Yeah, and
not in Chardonnay and not in
Chardonnay
this.
had no, Chardonnay was really bad.
She was in Break Me as well.
Break Me. Was that by Trevor?
That was it was the Rocket League one that everyone forgets about.
Yeah, I didn't even... Yeah, that's a terrible song.
I completely forgot about that album except for a couple songs, which kind of sucks.
Well, yeah, it's worth forgetting about. Like, all it does is take up space in your mind. It's so pointless and terrible and boring. Yeah, this is really just a podcast full of positivity, like screaming insults.
This is mostly coming
Oh
from
yeah,
you.
definitely. Screaming insults to
hey,
other
all
reviewers,
this-
just calling all of Monstercat's recent catalog terrible.
Calling
Yeah.
people out, saying slander's
You're not a
the
real
worst,
reviewer, yeah.
like, person ever.
Oh, this is
If
a
I'm
really
being
good episode.
honest, I really like the Rocket League album from what I remember
O2,
like-
O2.
It's got
for a couple songs.
the good songs are good.
Yes.
And the bad songs are bad. That's how I feel about it. There's a very distinct separation. There's not that many mediocre. They're either good or no, pretty much most of it is mediocre. That's the problem.
Most
Either mediocre
most of
more,
the
or it's
songs are
really
just the
good.
artists obviously not trying their hardest and just like making like fucking that Rogue song, whatever the hell that is. That's like 10%
Okay,
of Rogue trying.
Like, That's okay, but the only song I really hated on that album was Apex because it's the most
Is that the
empty
Project
song
46
in the
one?
universe. No, that's
Oh,
the
God,
Vice
yes,
Tone
terrible.
one. It's just it's legit the most empty song I have ever
I
heard
mean,
in my
empty
life.
can be good. Like,
The
O2O2's empty, but it's good. But
Yeah,
not
I
in
know,
this song.
but I feel like they just recorded it in a trash can or something and just submitted it to
Yeah.
Monstercat, so there was like no sound in the background.
Mm.
The fucking error chord track as well just
There was
feels
an error
like.
code track.
Yeah, it was called Drop It.
Right.
What a very interesting name.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, I always forgot about Twilight by Zero Hero.
Oh my
Everyone's,
god, that's another
that's-
contender for one of the worst on the
that-
fucking label. Jesus Christ.
Like,
That's-
why
Why is
exist?
Stonebank the person who made
I forgot
Moving
that
On
existed.
and Chokehold and Ready and all those songs made fucking Twilight? God damn it.
I forgot that
Yeah,
existed.
lucky you.
I thought there were only 2 future-based songs on that album, and I actually
Oh
kind
my
of liked
god.
the other 2
What's
for
going
some
on?
reason.
I'm looking at my
Oh.
Spotify friend activity right now, and Xavier's listening
other
to
two
Over
are
the
good.
Edge by Kaiser. What is happening?
Oh, God.
I'm sure Xavier's a big fan.
Sweet.
No, he just moved on to Spaced Out by Pixel. Far better song.
That's
Yeah.
a better
Alright.
song to move on to.
But yeah, I agree, Matthew. The 2 other future-based songs on that album are really
What are
good.
they? Are they the shitty
Which is
Grant one?
surprising. Oh yeah, the Grant one exists, so there's 3. But no, I was thinking
Oh,
of
I liked the Grant one.
the Conroe one, which was actually pretty good, and I still think Play to Win is awesome.
Isn't that one Glitch
Oh
Up?
my
I think
god,
Ramesses
I just...
B
Isn't
does-
Play to Win?
No.
Whoa,
No. It's
Whatever
Oh.
it is.
you're gonna hate
Shit.
me. You're gonna hate me because you just mentioned Play to Win and, like, Alt Me. Those were the 2 songs
Yeah,
I wasn't
didn't-
thinking
Oh,
about
forgot.
when I said the 2 future-based
Oh.
ones. I was
Ripping
thinking of,
rip.
like, the slushy one that I liked for some
No, the
reason.
slushy one.
Hey,
is
that's
terrible.
a guilty pleasure. I know that much. Like, that song's stupid, but I like it. And then the Grant one I like, and I don't really see why people dislike that one.
It's okay. It's just as far as Grant goes,
yeah.
it could be so much better.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't John rate Play to Win as
Like-
like the best vocals on the label?
Yeah,
Okay.
he said it was gonna be number 2 on his top 100. Now I think it's like 30
You're a
or something.
Fuck you, John. You suck. You're an idiot.
Why?
Because you're bad at ranking things that I like, and you have the other opinion.
I don't like his fans. I don't like his fans. Do you wanna know why I don't like his fans?
What's wrong with his
it's a
fans?
controversial
I'm his
statement.
fan.
Why?
Because
What's wrong with his
they-
fans?
Well, they got rid of Dragon Pirates. I was watching that like tournament thing today, right?
Oh, the fucking
they voted-
tournaments! They
they
make me so
voted-
mad.
They voted that stupid "I Remember" song
Of
over
it's
Dragon
by Tristan.
Pirates. I'm like,
Fucking course they did.
Yeah, I know, right?
and then they voted. Yeah, actually, no. Why am I getting angry over that? I don't care about one or Ruel. They both can go burn in a pit of despair. Anyway,
They'd probably vote fucking
Yeah.
Bone Dry over Skyline or something. Jesus Christ.
I participated in the first one of those tournaments, and it just made me mad. So I was just like,
Also-
all right, I'm out.
also both Skylines on the label are amazing.
Oh yeah, they're both so
just like
good.
to mention.
I mean, the Karma Fields one's better, but they're both incredible.
Yeah, it is. But the
Oh
Fractal
yeah,
one's just
no,
so
and
chill. and
everything
amazing,
that
honestly.
Gaia has ever touched, I fucking adore. It's one of my favorite albums. I love that LP. It's great. Especially the chill stuff like Sanctum. Oh my god.
Oh,
What was that one song again
I love
that I
Sanctum.
always pronounce wrong at the end of it? I forget what
Wind
it's called.
Mantras.
Yeah,
It's like ambient as fuck.
I used to call it Wild Mantras.
Smooth. I mean, I would
Nice.
understand if you didn't know how to pronounce mantras, but wind isn't that hard.
Yeah, Wild Mantras.
Alright, well, yeah, I think we have again moved away, probably because we found another boring song, which you guys are probably going to disagree with. The new fucking No Taker song.
Oh no, I think it's
The
okay.
new, yeah.
But I'm more disappointed in Declan James than No Taker because if I'm being honest, I'm not the biggest fan of No Taker.
He's good. Everything that does prog
I love
house
No Taker.
is good. I'm gonna start vocals ruin the entire song, start to finish. Vocals are fucking terrible. Hate it.
Yeah, they're not.
Wow,
They're not that
What a
good.
surprise to hear Mika
Yeah.
saying that.
Drops are whatever. Drops are fine. The piano that comes in the drops is nice. Vocals, no. Why? Why would you put vocals like this in a prog house song? Jesus. There have only been a few times that vocals have ever worked in like a true prog house song. It's like "Let Go" by Deadmau5, and then there's "Everything Nigel Good Does."
Yeah,
and that's about it.
I'd rather have a Declan James single than just a collab with No Taker because.
So what? So you don't? You say you don't like?
Is amazing.
You say you don't like No Taker. What don't you like? Like, do you like Do you like his first song, whatever that one was called?
I like Shimmer and Born in the Flames, but I don't really like the rest that much. I like the one from the Rocket League album a bit, and I didn't really like Gems or Infinite that much.
Really good.
Just because
Gems was a bit.
Gems was like pretty good.
Infinite is.
Gems was an actual prog house song, which is nice.
And then I hate Abyss, that one that was on Mal 5 Trap.
Oh yeah, it was cool that he had one on Mousetrap, but what? Did you wait? Hold up.
I was excited.
Did you just call it Mal 5 Trap?
Yeah, I do that as a
good,
joke.
Good.
Because it got someone super angry, and
He
now I
nearly
just
got
do it
Mika
so
super
everyone gets
angry.
angry over it. No, because first when like I mentioned their name like 2 years ago, someone got really angry at me for it, so now I just do it intentionally.
Yeah, you nearly got added to my
that.
list, my newly acquired list of hated people. You'd be right alongside John and Aaron.
Like 2
You're
years
just
ago, there was
turning on
this
everyone
guy.
in the community.
Yeah.
There was like this guy that was asking me like what labels I know. I was like Monstercat, Spinnin' Records, Mal 5 Trap, and then he just lit up and got super angry. And ever since then, I just say it like that to trigger people.
Well, it worked.
I will say, I'm excited from the track from the No Taker EP, which is apparently going to be 7.5
Yes!
minutes,
Oh
so
yeah, I saw that.
Good.
I'm excited for that.
And one 5-minute track that is labeled as synthwave, which is very interesting as well.
I just got really happy.
Those are the two in particular. Because one of them is like 2 minutes 14. It might just be mostly like an intro track because it's the first one. Then there's the one from the Rocket League album, this track. Then there's one called So Much Love, which is the 7.5-minute house track. And then one called Terror, which is a 5-minute synthwave track. So those two in particular, I'm very excited.
Awesome.
I'm excited for the last two.
Could we
get
a 7-minute track on the main album? I highly doubt it.
It very
Do a Monstercat.
It could be the main release. We don't know yet.
I mean,
Is this
let's
not the
hope.
main
I mean, we
release?
know they're gonna put Without You and Holy on, so I hope they put that on as well.
Yeah.
Is this not the main release? This new one?
Well,
No,
this
I
is
don't
the
think so. I
pre-order.
think
This
this
is
is
the
Wait,
pre-order
really?
track.
Oh, I assumed this would be on the album.
Mm-hmm.
That's always the first thing they
Oh,
release.
shit.
Is the
If they put a
pre-order track.
7-minute track on the album, that would be like what, the first time since YOOKiE that they've had a song that long? It would have to be.
I mean, either they put a 5-minute track or a 7-minute track on for the release.
I mean,
track,
5 minutes
so...
is good. It's not as remarkable, but it's good. But like, what is the longest on an album?
Should we actually get into
It's
this
not
song
YOOKiE.
now, or?
Yeah, that's what 9 minutes 40.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's like 9 minutes.
Yeah, I hated YOOKiE for a long time,
Absolutely
but
ridiculous.
it's actually really fucking good.
I just realized we are getting off topic.
This is
a
a
lot.
good
Just let it
episode.
happen. It's fun.
This is how it should
It's
be.
good when we get off topic and talk about it.
All right,
stuff.
new No Taker
Other
song.
podcasts
Yeah.
do it all
New
the
No
time.
Taker song. I already talked about how I thought vocals ruined it, and the drops are fine. What do you guys think?
I think vocals not like just vocals full stop could have been good, but Kara,
Yeah.
I feel like that's like putting it, like if you put someone like Merrin Ryan on this song, that feels like it's that same kind of mistake. If you did something like that, it would be like, why would you do that? I feel like there is certain vocalists that might actually work well with No Taker. I think, like, I don't have any particular examples that I can think of that could really work, but I wouldn't instantly write off No Taker having vocals, as much as I would rather it not. It could work, but if you're gonna try and do it, I don't think a vocalist like Kara is the way to do it.
Coma would do it really well.
Coma could work. Coma or someone like that could work really well. But apart from the vocals, I actually really like the drops. Like, quite a damn bit. The only problem is the two of them are quite similar from what I can tell, but overall, I think I really like it.
The only difference between the two is that
I like the atmosphere.
Yeah, it's got a nice atmosphere, I agree. The only difference is that the second has the first drop sort of just goes as prog housey stuff, and then the second half of the first drop has piano, and then the second drop just comes in with the piano the whole way through. So they're not that different,
cool.
but they're good. The drops are pretty
Yeah.
good. But honestly, I actually thought the vocal was gonna be okay because like the first line that she says is quite nice. Like the very first thing you hear her sing is quite good, and then it all goes to shit. So yeah, this song's disappointing to me, but I've still got really high hopes for the album. Like, I don't really care for the either of the ones that have already been uploaded to Monstercat, but this 5-minute one, the 7-minute one, and the fucking 2-minute one could all be really good as long as they're not full of shitty vocals. I have faith in No Taker.
Let's hope so.
Well, none of them are collabs, and none of them say featuring.
Okay.
So the only way that could happen is if they have uncredited vocals. That's
and
the only
uncredited
way.
vocalists are,
Yeah.
in my experience, generally better.
Yeah, they are, actually.
Like, most of my favorite songs with vocals have uncredited vocals.
Bad Computer?
Yeah.
New
Yeah.
Dawn?
Yes, that
Yeah.
sounds amazing.
Bad Computer and fucking, Skyline, obviously. And, a lot of Fractal stuff that has vocals is uncredited, which is good, like Itvara.
I mean, that's because a lot of the time it's just his sister.
I know, but
Yeah.
like, I'm sure a lot of people would have their sister on and still credit it. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
Hey, he did in
yeah.
the Gaia
Yeah.
one.
Yeah, he did. Alright. Boys. I think that takes us to the next track. Which is...
Which one, my bap?
Which one is it? I forget.
Oh, it's
I
Bomb.
remember...
Oh, fuck. Speaking
Oh.
of awful vocals.
Seems like I'm the only one here who's not that down about this track.
I really... I like the drops. Let's start with the drops. What do you guys think of the drops here in this song?
They're not good enough to carry the vocals.
They're interesting. Everything about this song is just interesting. I can't decide if I like it or not.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. Well, I think I like the drops. The bits that don't have the vocals in the drops, I think are pretty damn cool. They're unique. They're interesting sound design. They're good. But similar to the last song, every waking second that the song has vocals, like, if I thought the vocals from the last song were bad, Jesus Christ, like, this is unbearable. This is almost like, please turn the song off. I never want to hear this again. Level bad vocals. Like, this is nearly as bad as the friggin' Keizo and Slander song. When it comes to vocals.
I wouldn't go that far.
I cannot stand these vocals at all. They're pointless. They don't add anything to the song. They just take away. And they hurt me. That's about all I have to say. The chops are quite cool, but the rest is ruined by the vocals. And like, even if it didn't have vocals, the song's not that outstanding. It's just a sort of interesting sound design trap anthem. What do you guys think?
I don't like it at all. The only thing I like is the brass and the build up to the second drop. Nothing else. I seriously have nothing good to say about this song for the most part.
Yeah. Also, yeah. Matthew, tell us what's up with this.
I don't really mind the vocals, even though they could be better. I think it's better that they used that than some boring vocals that I wouldn't remember in 5 seconds.
I mean, yeah, I guess these won't be forgotten.
Yeah. No matter what way you put it in. And then, I don't really mind the drop, honestly. I really like the drop.
Cool.
Sort of. I don't know. It's this weird trap sound design thingy, and it's good. I don't like the first couple seconds, but I like when that weird thing in the background kicks in. After, like, the first couple seconds of the drop, I don't even know what it is. But it, like, carries on for the rest of the drop.
Yeah.
For a little bit. I don't know what it is. That's probably my favorite part of the drop. And, yeah, I don't really mind the vocals. There's nothing super great about this song, but it's not meh or bad to me. I'd say it's good.
Well, you do you. Can I also just mention, have there ever been a more pointless and unfitting album art than with this song? Like...
Yeah,
like,
the album, I mean, the cover, it makes no sense.
How does this represent this song at all in any way? Like, the only thing I can think it is like a desert, maybe, with like the blue sky and the red sand. But what does that have to do with a song about blowing up
a bomb,
someone's love or something? Like, God, I don't know. Like, it's strange. But yeah, I don't want to talk about this song anymore. Can we move on to something that's actually good? Do you guys have anything else to say here?
Nope.
Nah.
Alright, that brings us to the final track of the day, which is the new Kuro track, which I didn't even know was coming out. I just saw it on the label. I was like, oh, that's cool. Called Swarm. And would you guys agree that this is Kuro's heaviest track so far? Because this...
Actually, I don't get why everyone keeps on
It's
saying that, because I feel like no one even remembers what Possession was.
Possession was heavy, but it wasn't like... I mean, it wasn't even that heavy. It was just, like, cool.
That stuff was insane. Like, the first time I heard that on the podcast, I lost it. I was like, Jesus, chill out a bit. But this is sort of heavy, but I think it's just because I've heard a lot of other really, like, bad or okay rhythm that it doesn't sound that heavy to me, I guess.
This sounds like if
know.
Excision actually knew what he was doing, this song. It's bro step. It's definitely bro step. But yeah, no, I won't start. Start with Pete. What do you think of Swarm?
I'm not the biggest fan, to be honest, as far as Kuro goes. Like, I think Kuro could pull off dubstep really well because they've got their really dark style of doing things. My problem is that it's just not chaotic enough. Like, it's heavy, but the sounds that it makes, it's just quite repetitive.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's slow because it's dubstep, but I just think Kuro would do... As much as what was it called, Possession isn't as heavy, it's much more chaotic, like, especially in the second drop. And it feels like it fits, like, especially if you look at their album arts, it looks like everything that's going on is insane. Especially with this one, when there's a giant swarm of, especially with the name like Swarm. Swarm gives me the idea of, like, a lot of, like, you know, because a swarm is a big group of something like bugs. That would give me a very chaotic feel. And I think good, heavy, chaotic dubstep by Kuro would have been really great. I just think the song is a bit slow and... You know, not in beat. The beat's fine, but the actual sound design I find to be a bit slow for my taste.
Yeah.
Like, that's kind of the main thing.
All you need to do is swap the name Rapture and the name Swarm, and just swap the two songs, and it will sound fine. Rapture can be slow and Swarm can be fast, and that's fine. I think I'm gonna be the devil's advocate then, because I really like this song. I reckon it's pretty badass. I feel like the intro is like, if this song didn't have a good intro, I wouldn't really care about it. But I feel like the intro, even though it's only like 30 seconds long, it really sets the scene really well. It's really dark, apocalyptic, you know, sort of thing. And the drop is just like really, it's one of those drops that's like slow, but in the sort of, not in the boring way. For me, it feels more like it's just the incredibly unrelenting way, where it's just like this isn't really a song that's made to be pleasant. It's just made to be cool and like. And because of that, it sort of feels like it has a bit of a world-building sort of storytelling element, which is really all I want from Kuro, because Amon was so into that sort of thing, and I'm just grasping at straws for more world-building from Kuro, and the song has a bit of that, and I find the drops pretty badass. The drops should be more different, I agree, but the sound design, while not generally that creative, is just really well done and really well produced, I think. And like I said, this sort of sounds like something you'd hear from Excision or, you know, any number of generic bro step artists, but just sort of stepped up a bit and a bit crazier and a bit more interesting. Yeah, and I don't know. I quite... The song isn't outstanding by any means. It's probably going to sit somewhere in the middle when I end up ranking the album, but it's cool. I like it. And it's one of my favorite Kuro releases, because generally I'm not all that crazy about Kuro, but this one's really good. Yeah.
Also, especially when, like, on the podcast when I first heard it. It's literally, if I remember correctly, it's put right next to Vanta Black, and
Oh yeah.
whenever I think of this, I just want to listen to Vanta Black now because it's just a better song, and I'm actually really looking forward to hearing the full thing and talking about it.
Vanta Black
Which
was
one's Vanta
amazing.
That's
the Dirty Phonics and Sullivan King one.
Cool.
I didn't like it at first, but when it comes around, we'll see.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, but what Pete? Even if you don't like the drops that much, do you reckon the off drops here are pretty cool? Because they're like, I think what carry the song. Personally.
oh yeah, definitely.
I think they're better.
I wish they were a bit longer.
Yeah, me too. Like, if this song had like a 2-minute intro, and like to spend all this time world building, and it had this big drop, and it was like a 5-minute track, this would be like easily in the top 5 of the album. But they just God now. Oh my! I want that so much. Oh, I just like made the perfect Kuro song in my head. Why can't they just do that?
I want a Kuro chill song that's just dark. Honestly, that would be cool.
I want them to do an album.
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh, that would be
story.
cool.
Do you like a dream recall?
And where they actually had like intermission tracks and stuff like that, which were like all world building.
That would be that would be so good.
Yes.
Kuro, stop
Dude,
releasing
now
singles.
you gotta stop this. Now I want that.
I know.
I mean, they totally could have by this point.
I know, they've got enough.
With the amount of
Yeah, I mean, they
singles
released like
made.
every
it wouldn't
5
make a very good
minutes,
album
so.
if it was just all their singles.
No. But I'm saying if they hadn't released their singles in the first place.
Well, you could probably
if they
make
could
like
put
a
other stuff
really
in as
good
well.
15 to 20 minute mix, like of all their songs, and that could be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could like sort of could sort of like stretch out the more melodic bits and sort of splice them in between stuff, and it'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I think that actually no, Matthew haven't talked about. What do you
Oh
do you
wait,
think
I never got to it. Yeah. I actually think this is a really good track. I just think the drop is a little bit slow, but it is really cool and fun to listen to. Honestly, even though I like this track, the only thing I can think of is that the second drop was kind of funny to me because it had like this holy shit part, but they censored it and it sounded retarded.
Did they
but
censor
funny.
it?
And it just, yeah, it was like holy boop, and it was like funny. Yeah, like in the middle of it, like it said SH and then it just made this like boop noise, and it was amazing.
That's really stupid.
But
Oh
unlike you guys,
I just heard what you were talking about.
It's like a little bit into the second drop,
Yeah.
but
It's weird, man.
Yeah, no, actually,
but unlike you guys,
I was just gonna
Wait,
say,
what
I
were you
take
gonna
back what I said about the first and second drops not being that different. Even though the main leads are pretty similar, the second drop adds this like really dramatic backing, which I fucking adore. And yeah, the second drop like really dramatic and badass.
I think the second.
I like the second drop more.
Yeah, I do too. I think the second drop could have, like, with a bit of changing, could have been the first, and then the second, I think, could have been like even crazier. I think that would.
Yeah, well, just make the second drop like breaks or drum step or D&B or something, and then you got like a killer track.
Oh god, no! Stop, Kuro breaks.
Yeah, that sounds.
I mean, I don't even really like breaks, but that would be good. That would be really, really good. And also, can I just say, this is random, but doesn't the Rapture album art look a lot like the Xbox 360 logo? Like, a lot.
It does. I have an Xbox like 360 and an Xbox One, and I just thought of that. Like, someone made a comment about it, and I couldn't stop thinking about that every time I saw the cover.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, but I think that's...
Wait, also, I was gonna say, like, a little bit ago, unlike you guys, I don't really think the midsection and, like, the build-up parts are not, like, that special. Like, they sound like another atmospheric building thing that Kuro would do on most songs, honestly. It's just, they're cool, but they could have been even cooler if they were, like, a minute long.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I was saying, yeah. Like, they leave me wanting more, which I guess is good, but I want more!
But wanting more isn't good if you don't get
No.
more.
Yeah.
It leaves you with a lingering
I mean, it's
desire.
still better than having too much. Yeah. But I don't know if I could have too much Kuro atmospheric stuff. I don't know if that's a possibility.
I don't know. If that first, like, minute and a half of J Cosmic and Ascend, that building was really good, and that was, like, way longer, I could definitely have that much worth of Kuro.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's for sure.
Like, that, like, without... If that song was just, like, 3 minutes and it was just structured the same as this song, it'd be shit. But because of the way that
Yeah,
song was
it
laid
would
out,
be.
it was, like, it's one of the best songs in the album so far. It's fucking dope.
Yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah. Alright, well, I think that is everything for all of the tracks, which brings us to... now that we've finished with all of the tracks, brings us to the news. Peter, do you got news for us?
I do have news.
Good.
Well, first of all, Muzzy is teasing his next EP.
Oh, he always is.
He posted a little... He posted a little thing where he was showing the 2 EPs that he, has done recently, and then he just had like a little question mark square, like, whoa guys,
Yeah.
what's next? What could it be? And I'm like, honestly,
An
I don't
EP?
know if you guys, I don't know what you guys think, but honestly, I'm a bit disappointed by the EPs.
Yeah,
that
no,
he's done.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think they could have.
I
Nothing
know.
could ever top the Takeover. The Takeover is incredible.
You guys ready? Wait, why redder? I mean, I meant to say you guys ready to just be totally confused?
Yeah. What?
My favorite Muzzy EP is the Let's Rock EP.
Fuck off.
Doesn't that have what's it called, Pegasus on it?
Yeah,
I don't like-
Pegasus
I
and
don't
Let's
like that
Rock.
song. at all.
Pegasus is terrible.
I like Let's Rock.
I love
but Pegasus
Pegasus.
is not good.
But what do you think of the Takeover? Because that album's really fucking good.
Now...
Timberwolf, Draining
I shouldn't have-
Atlantic, The
I shouldn't have-
Phantom.
Oh,
my
God.
Ah,
So
Oh, no. I don't... I'll just say my positive opinions on that. I really like Race
Yes!
to the Apocalypse.
That
That
song's
song
dope.
is
That song is good.
insanity. I used to like The Phantom a lot more. I think I overplayed it. That's
The
why I don't
Phantom's
like it as
okay.
much, but I still like that
It's okay.
song. And then Timberwolf has some pretty good parts, but I just can't listen to it all the time. and then there's Draining Atlantic. But that's honestly what I feel about the EP.
Mate.
I'm not
Timberwolf.
gonna put my input on
Timberwolf.
Draining Atlantic.
Timberwolf. You're so
honestly,
good.
I feel sorry for anyone in this community who doesn't like Timberwolf that much, because it seems like a very, between Red Hawk and Mika and everyone else, it seems like a very,
Yeah.
very, very well liked track, and to be someone who doesn't think it's that good, I'd feel sorry for.
Yeah.
them.
That's me.
Yeah, get
sort
fuck
of.
off.
I like some parts of
Not
it.
because I think
but-
you're wrong, but just because you're surrounded with disagreement.
Yeah, I know. Like, I have some opinions on songs where I probably should like them and I just don't, honestly.
What else have you got? I'm interested to hear it.
Oh, God. Well, Infinite is one
That
of
song's
them.
not that amazing.
I'm trying to
It's
think
good,
of some.
It's not that amazing.
I'm trying to think of some off
great.
the top of my head. It seems that some people are finally starting to rebel against the mediocrity that's most
Yes.
Tristam releases.
It's always been
So
that way.
I don't really have to say anything about
No,
that.
it hasn't always been that way, because a lot of people really liked it. That's his point. is
Yeah.
that
No,
people are
as in-
turning
as in,
a
That's
like-
why I
little
said
more.
some people are starting
He's
to fight
always been
against it.
mediocre.
Yeah.
Like, Devotion and Undercat
Yeah.
are some of the best songs on the label. I don't really give a shit about the rest.
Oh, there's one. I don't like Undercat.
Undercat
that much,
is so dope!
But
Undercat is so good.
Fight the
also,
Fleet.
little side note, like back in the day when I made really shit list videos, I made like top 10 worst songs on Monstercat, and I put Undercat. And do you wanna know what someone's reasoning was for not liking it
What?
in the comment section? They said, "I don't like this. I really hate the swearing." And I was just like, "Get out! Just get out of here!"
Undercat's dope. So badass.
Poor baby brains.
I mean, I would tell you more songs that everyone likes that I don't, but I can't really think
What do you
of
think
any.
of,
I
like,
mean,
Surface? Everyone's favorite song ever. Yeah.
Arrow Chord Surface. It's okay. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's pretty good.
It's a
What
good
else?
example of an off drop.
I like a-
because the drops are like not.
Most of these
remarkable.
I can think of. Most of these
I
I
mean,
can
there's
think of
only
are
one.
honestly just gonna trigger Mika, because I
Yes,
like
please,
most
trigger
of
Mika,
televised.
please.
I like most of Televizor's stuff except for Daya and Life.
Now,
Both of those songs are garbage.
now,
I'm sorry.
All right, now you've triggered me because I like a lot of Televisor, but Daya is one of the only ones with vocals that I can stand, and I absolutely love that song. But that's one of the.
I
ones
also
you
said
don't
that to
like.
trigger D Money, if you know who he is.
Oh,
I also
yeah?
said D Money to trigger him
Mm.
instead of saying Dill. So that's 2 things in a row. That should be good if he watches this.
All right.
And I
The
can't really
best
think of any other
way
ones.
that you could trigger me on the entire label would be saying that Mountain Hunter's a bad song. Like I don't think anyone even
No,
knows what
that's
that
not.
song is, but it's like the best
Yeah.
song on the label.
Now, you ready to hear something? Oh yeah, that's one, but I don't really like to say that because I get shit on for that. But I have a very good reason for this. I don't like most of Fractal's stuff that sounds like AU5. And I like Mountain Hunter, I like Skyline, I like Atrium, and I like Itvara. And then I like his
alright,
collabs
he's
with
he's
AU5.
safe.
But then the rest I'm not really the biggest fan of. There's also that one drum step one that I
Duality.
can't really
It's
remember. the name of.
amazing.
That's pretty good. Yeah, that
So
one.
you don't like
good as
I
Spectrum?
like that one a lot.
But the wait, Spectrum
Spectrum.
or something you said? No, I don't. I don't really like most of his stuff that sounds like AU5, just because when he makes stuff that sounds
AU5
like
does do it
AU5,
better.
it sounds exactly
Yeah.
like him.
Well, it has.
Like,
it has. I
There's
mean,
no difference
AU5.
whatsoever.
Well, there's a bit of a difference. Like they have very similar sound design, but AU5 generally has a bit of a harder sound and a bit of a less sort of. It has a bit more of like a mechanical sound, whereas I always imagine AU5's music as being like some sort of like sounding sort of futuristic, whereas Fractal's sort of sounds more like earthly, like world music, sort of like has a bit of those sort of, like naturalistic
Yeah.
I
tones.
feel that way about. I feel the futuristic way about both of them, to be honest.
Yeah.
Though I do get a bit of a, when I listen to Fractal stuff, I get a bit of a weird futury nature. Like if you think of something like Horizon, the PlayStation game. I feel
Oh,
like I
yeah.
get that kind of vibe from Fractal, but yeah, I get what you mean.
Alright. I'm gonna bring up something really random just to raise awareness for it, but listen to Conroe's tracks before he got on Monstercat.
Yeah.
Okay, just do that, and then that's all I wanted to say, because they're actually
Yeah.
good.
It's odd. Very
Yeah,
odd.
I guess all Conroe knows is following trends. Makes Complextro in 2014, and then makes Future Bass in 2017.
Yeah.
No, but his Complextro is good.
And-
my.
Yeah, I think that's it. I can't really think of the other ones that I like hate that everyone likes.
Since we were talking about Tristan before, the Vine is the absolute epitome of mediocre Tristan.
Yeah.
It's seriously, it's.
I used to like that a
everything.
lot, and now I think it's
Yeah.
okay.
I think a lot of people used to like it, and then they thought it was okay.
That's probably my least favorite on 025. Because that was like 025 is my favorite album, so that's probably my least favorite.
Well, alright. You want to have an actual controversial opinion? Do you like
What?
album 17?
Sure. Album
Yeah.
17. Oh boy. I'm in
Alright,
the middle
yeah,
with
that's a
that one.
controversial
I don't
opinion.
think it's nowhere near as good as 016.
016 is really good.
It's not as good as 016 or 018.
It's
in
better
my
than
opinion.
18, but it's in contest with 16. But no, 17's the best album.
Oh, now you actually did make me think of one. I'm not the biggest fan of 015 like
It's
at
not
all.
great.
It seems that everyone seems to praise that one into
Landon
the ground.
Singer-
Oh, 015
And
is.
it's just like
015, yeah, but Mika, you can't hate on 015 too bad. It's got Timberwolf and Act 3
And
on it.
Lonely. Like, it's got some of the best tracks on the label,
And
but it's also
Lonely.
got a lot of pretty...
It's totally high highs and low lows, especially
Then it
for
has
the lows
Bleed and
when
What
I
You
say,
Waiting For.
yeah.
I
what
used to
you're
love
waiting
Bleed,
for.
but no, it's fucking terrible. Yeah. But yeah, news?
Oh yeah, news. We were doing that at some point. Lucid, I think he's self-released. I'm not 100% sure. Released his track Arcadia,
Very good.
which he's been teasing. So go and listen to that.
I haven't listened to that yet.
And Nevo has released a track called Something Beautiful, which is a shame because it's generic future bass. It's just generic future bass, and I'm like,
I don't know why that made me laugh.
Oh,
It just did.
it's alright, Nevo,
Something.
please stay away. Stay away from generic
shouldn't-
future bass, please.
That shouldn't have made me laugh, but it was just funny because he said it was named Something Beautiful, and then it was an Anivo song.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
then
Neva's
that's
made some
it.
pretty beautiful tracks. Electric Heart's quite beautiful.
Not this one.
Well,
Not this
they don't
one.
make me think of the word beautiful out of his
No.
songs.
And this track
Honestly.
certainly isn't that. Delta Heavy and Dirty Audio have a collab track coming to Monstercat on the 11th of this month, which I could be more excited.
Delta
I'm just
Heavy's-
generally not
It's-
the biggest fan of. I'm not the biggest fan.
It
of
sounds
Dirty
amazing.
Audio.
Yeah, he's not.
Okay, are you ready to be happy?
Hmm?
I listened to it. There's legit no dirty audio in that whatsoever.
Good.
Not one bit.
That
Yeah, Delta
sounds
Heavy is
like
really
a
good.
Good thing.
I feel like they just slapped his name on there so they could have Delta Heavy on a Monstercat release. So they like, hey, look, there's another Monstercat artist here that you know of with this random dude that you might not know of. You might not know. Because Delta Heavy's sort of big, but not the biggest thing that people make them out to
They're
be.
well enough known in the sort of bass scene, but they're not massive.
Yeah.
Alright. What are the news? Oh, yeah.
Mika.
Does it have
Mika,
Bijou, or is it by
Mika,
Direct?
Mika. I've got a piece of news for you. No, but it's something just as good.
Oh.
Mr. Fiji is going to release an album this year.
Good. Like a full album on Monstercat?
Oh.
Yes. He didn't say anything
Alright,
about
well,
Monstercat.
I mean,
but, you know, doesn't really
A lot
make
of his recent
difference.
stuff's not been very
Also-
good, so... Come on, Fij.
You've got a point. But
It's
we'll see.
it's gonna
we'll
be a
see.
Monstercat, I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
But also, since you just mentioned Bijou, there was this really funny thing. I follow this bass house artist named Matt Schroeder, right? And he released a song a bit ago, and it was featuring someone named Bijou, right? And I'm
Yeah, I
like, oh
know.
wait, what? This is a bass house artist. Why would he have Bijou on here? And then I listened to it, and it's like some hard ass
Yeah.
rapper, and I'm like, what?
Yeah. Alright.
They just shared
Another
the
way that
same
you can
name,
piss me off. What do you think
and
of
it was
Bijou?
funny. Just thought I'd mention it.
Alright, good. You're a friend.
Oh, she's really good.
What do you think of Lonely in particular?
I have not listened to it enough, but from what I remember,
It's
it was
like
pretty
chill
good. It was like
melodic
dubstep, right?
Like,
or
it's
like melodic dubstep or
really,
something.
really liquid melodic dubstep.
Like I used to not be the biggest fan of melodic dubstep, but like now I've gotten really around to it, and
Resonate
I'm really
is
liking
very
it now.
good at it.
So
I thought I was
if
a
I
big fan of
re-listen
melodic
to it,
dubstep,
I'd
and I
probably
saw
love it.
Aaron, and I was like, oh, I just like some of it. Aaron's crazy. That album he reviewed recently had like a pink album art, and he was like, this is a really good melodic dubstep album. It's terrible. Don't listen to it. Don't trust Aaron. He's terrible. Other question. What do you think of Daydreamer?
Don't trust him.
Oh,
Yeah.
Daydreamer. That's my favorite 2/3 track.
It's
That's
one of the best songs on the label.
yeah, that's my favorite 2/3 track.
is that the
'Cause
sound you
I-
make, Mika?
Oh my god, I keep on thinking of more the more you mention stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of 2/3 stuff except for like Daydreamer, his stuff on 014, and like another album
Hunted
I'm forgetting
shit,
of,
very
and
stupid.
Hunted.
End of story.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the one from 014
Oh, yeah.
that I liked. Isn't it
That's really
Universal?
good.
Yes.
That's
yes,
one on
yes,
014.
yes, yes,
I mean,
yes, yes,
Two
yes,
Thirds
yes,
has a
very
lot
good.
of variety.
That's one I like.
Like for a D&B producer, he's got a lot more variety than most of them.
He does. Oh, Matthew, do you like
That does have
Waking
BG.
Dreams?
Yeah.
Oh shit,
We're
yeah.
talking
I
about
like Waking
2/3.
Dreams.
Yeah, I know.
Wait, that's a 2/3 song?
Yeah.
I just realized that
yeah,
now.
that's what we're just saying.
That
Like,
doesn't
they have
sound like a
songs all
2/3
over the
song.
shop.
Also, let me say something. My favorite vocalist
She's so
on
good.
Monstercat is Koo, so that
Wasn't she
I'm
in
pretty
one
sure.
song though?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's my favorite vocalist on the label though, just because her
No,
voice
but
is
I
amazing.
love Anne.
Have you heard
How
her
do
in
you
any
feel
other
about
songs?
How do you feel about this time around?
What do you say?
How do you feel
Oh,
about
Pete-
this time around? The
Oh
Cone
my
sound
god,
was cool.
yes, that track is
I
amazing.
love.
That is
Me
Cone
love.
Sound's that's probably
Yeah,
Cone
fuck
Sound's
off.
best track.
I wouldn't go
honestly.
that far, but I
It's
still
alright.
love
It's
it.
pretty good.
But the
You
vocals
need
are
to
so
calm
good.
down,
in the
Nothing
first
beats
drop.
View from Above. View from Above's their best song.
Yeah, I just
Sentience,
Sentience
nearly as good, but not quite.
I gotta figure out which
That's
one
the last
View from
one.
Above is.
Also, have you heard
Male
male
coup?
coup before or not?
What?
There's basically this person that is just male coup. It's like coup but male, honestly.
That sounds
Have you
scary.
heard of Noctilescent?
Well,
I think
in
that's
my
his name.
mind, from what I understand about Koo,
He
is she's
appears on
like
a Murtok song.
slightly less baby voice Biju, and slightly more baby voice Coma, and she's really good.
Yeah.
Like I don't know much. I just know that Answers is fucking incredible. Like all of Puppet's House is like 10 out of 10. I don't care about the rest of his stuff,
It
but his
is.
house is fucking 10 out of 10. Oh, all right, yeah, that is
Boy and the Beast
also
is
one of my
so
favorite songs
good,
on the
though.
album. Man, like we agree on a lot of really good songs. I appreciate that, buddy. Like almost all of my favorite songs on the label, you also really like. So that's good. Excluding Timberwolf, you really like all of them. So you're a good kid.
Mhm. I don't think Timberwolf is a bad song by any means.
But you
though.
don't absolutely
There's,
10 out
like,
of 10
no
adore
way
it, so you're
that
bad.
Song is bad. Yeah, but I appreciate what's going on in that song because there's a lot that happens in that song and it just is everywhere, honestly.
Oh, I'm listening to Puppet House now, and Scribble is
Yeah.
so good. They're all good.
The Fire
I
is
like
his worst
Scribble
house
more
song,
than
but
the
it's really
Fire.
good.
Just I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it is. Actually, no, never mind. That's Indie Dance. Why did I even question that? I was like, unless you count
No.
To Be Alive
I
as his
count
host
that
or
as
something.
bad.
And I'm just like, no, that's Indie Dance.
Yeah.
I mean, of all of his indie dance stuff, To Be Alive, especially because it's got the very electro housey backing, it's definitely the closest to his house stuff. So I can see where you'd be coming from with that. But still, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Well, since we're here and we're like getting off, I'm gonna try and figure out what song I'm gonna pick for my Non-Monstercat.
Have you
I
not-
have 4 here.
Well,
Yeah, we keep getting off
should I
track.
keep doing the news?
Off topic. It's good.
that's not a
No,
bad
It's okay
thing.
Like,
though, because
we're an hour
it
and
feels like
11
a
minutes
conversation
in,
instead
where we
of
would
like
normally be,
recording
like,
a
half an
podcast.
hour. So this is good. We're getting more contact.
All right.
Yeah.
Next piece of news.
Good.
Dumu shared a work in progress of
What the
something
fuck?
very heavy, which is like
Oh,
not what
he
you
said
would
he's not
expect.
What do you mean?
releasing that though.
Yeah.
Sadly.
Oh, but it sounds good.
But wait, there's more. There's more though. I read that, right? I read that tweet, and you know what one of the replies is?
What?
There's a reply from Kotek
What the
saying
fuck?
collab.
Oh, please do.
So just
know that-
imagine
I
a
can't
Kotek
even.
and Dumu
I
collab.
can't. Oh my god.
I
Just
can't
saying-
even.
I can't. I can't imagine that. No, that's weird. What with Rez?
Have you heard the new Kotek song? It's called Surface. Oh no, not Ascension. I'm talking about Surface. It's like I don't even know what to call it. It's
What?
like 5
Really?
or 7 minutes long. I don't remember.
Is it good?
Ooh.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, 6.5
it was good
minutes.
from what I remember. It was in my playlist for a bit. It was like this. I'm not good with genres, so don't take it off me. But I thought it was some sort of
Oh yeah.
trance
this
hybrid
sounds a
thing.
lot
Oh
I
like
don't really
Rez.
know what
That is
I
the
know.
call it, though.
reziest noise I've ever
That's
heard.
that is the Rez noise. All right, I like this. Yep, definitely add that. Kotek's incredible.
Alright, I was just skipping through this last drop. Alright, I'll listen to more of that later. That is very, very
Yeah.
good. Some guy I've never heard of called
By
Flight
Tristan
is
McBraken?
going to release a track on Monstercat on the 13th.
No, he's just a sort of like, if anyone from like, there's like this Monstercat Google Plus community, right? If anyone from there is watching this, they're gonna hate me. But I'm just gonna describe Flight to you in a second. He's just
Is
a
he, like,
DNB artist. That's a
Housey
DNB
like,
artist,
commercial, boring, repetitive DNB.
honestly. No, he's just a normal
Liquid
he's just
DNB.
a normal liquid DNB artist. Cause for me, for me, I don't find most Liquid DMB impressive. Like, I think Monstercat somehow signs the best DMB. I don't know how they do it, but I'll go listen to this stuff and everyone will get so hyped over it, and I'll be like, yeah, that sounds
How
exactly
does
like
anyone
every
get
single
hyped
Liquid
over a
DMB
Liquid
song I've
DMB
heard.
song?
Nice job.
I mean, they're good, but they're not hype songs.
Exactly.
Right, look, you say you don't like Liquid DMB.
I think by that he means get
Okay.
excited for
No,
it.
they get like hyped for the release of
Yeah.
it. They're like, oh my
Okay,
god,
but
I
look,
can't wait for this
I
to
respect
come
you
out.
if you don't like Liquid DMB. Quite a bit of it can be boring, but what do you think of View from Above by what are they called? Those dudes.
Now,
Can't
I
say.
don't like to
Can't
get
sound.
I don't like to get controversial on like what is it? What websites we use to listen to music.
Yeah, good.
But I mainly use
Yeah,
Spotify. So is that on Spotify?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
I don't think I've listened to it yet. Honestly,
It's from the Forgotten Myths. Have you heard Forgotten Myths?
I should probably
Maybe.
listen to it.
Yeah, it's the last track.
Oh yeah, I did. Is that the one with Strike? Is that the one with Strike?
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
It's the last
yeah.
track.
some
on
other
the album.
songs.
There are 2 chill ones and 2 heavy ones. It's like Strike
wait, am I back?
and
I'm
Forgotten
confused.
Myths, which are like Neuro.
Oh
and then
crap.
there's 2 others which are not Neuro and really good.
Sorry, I like
That's
disconnected
alright.
there for a second. I accidentally pressed my home
Nice.
button, and then Siri's just like, "Hey."
No, but yeah, so there's 2 Neuro tracks, Strike and Forgotten Myths, but then there's Sentient, which is sort of like chill Neuro, and then there's View from Above, which is like Liquid DMB.
I'm gonna have
Please
to
do. It's
re-listen
like one
to
of
it
the best
because
EPs
I
I've heard.
usually skim through music first. And the 2 I remember from that were Sentient and
Sentient's
Strike.
incredible.
So
Strike's okay, and Forgotten Myths is okay, but
Yeah, but
Sentient is like top tier track. What other news we got?
Alright. So, Pegborn Nerds recently did a Monstercat Snapchat takeover where they shared a bunch of preview stuff, including... I'm going to go in reverse order because from the order I put it, it actually goes from best to worst, but let's go from worst to best. A track
Oh,
with
fuck.
Cruella.
I mean, it'll be like
you
all
know,
of the
right,
other
right.
Corella tracks produced by the Pegbot Nerds.
A track with Cash Cash, who are like, from what I've seen,
aren't they
they've gone
another
pretty
just
Your name's-
generic house artist?
recently.
When your name's
From what I
Cash,
remember.
Yeah, pretty much.
Jesus.
But then we've got the 2 good ones. A track that is coming out soon that is with Coda, who, if you don't remember the name,
Oh,
from anything,
it
he's
better be
vocalist
the
who did
original
vocals
version.
from-
If it's not the original version, I will stab them. Because they're joking about it on Twitter. Isn't that Heaven Let Us Down, right?
Yeah, I think it's that.
If it's not the original Neurofunk version, I'm gonna be
Pegbot
so
Nerds
angry.
Neurofunk?
Because they made this
I haven't
shitty...
heard it.
They made like this shitty garbage dubstep version that was trash. And they're like, oh, we're gonna release this
no.
version. And I'm like, I swear, if you get rid of that original version, I'm not having any
don't want
faith
more
in any of
dubstep.
You've
your
put
lyrics.
out enough dubstep.
I don't want more
Oh, also, did you
dubstep.
guys hear that? I don't know where I saw it, but apparently they're doing Speed of Light Part 2 on another label.
Oh yeah, they are
I was
on Lowly
just about
Palace.
to
That's a
say
good
that.
label too, so that's exciting.
Yeah, they have that Crystal Skies EP
Wait,
and all that.
wait,
It's
they have
really
an EP
good.
with Crystal Skies? Or is it called Crystal Skies?
Yeah, Lowly Palace released a Crystal Skies
With
EP.
Pegbot Nerds and Crystal Skies.
Oh no, no. I mean,
No,
Lowly
it was
Palace
just
released
on
a
the
Crystal
Oh,
label.
right,
Skies
sorry.
EP.
Crystal Skies is pretty good. Pretty damn good. I was gonna say, yeah, Pegbot Nerds and Crystal Skies, I don't think that'll work.
That's an interesting
I mean,
combination.
when was the last time Pegbot Nerds made, like, vocal-driven melodic dubstep? I don't know. But yeah. Yeah, what else?
But, as I was saying, if you don't remember the name Coda from anywhere, as much as it wasn't credited, Coda did the vocals for the
What?
Divide.
by 7 Minutes Dead.
Well,
so
oh, wow.
and
that's
and he did the vocals for Worries by Dab, and probably no one has heard of that.
I just assumed that the Divide
Oh,
was
listen to
sung by
Dab
Someone
instead.
Instead, but, oh my god. I need to know,
No.
like,
Oh, it was sung by Coda.
am I the only one that hears in the Divide him say circumcise? I swear to god he says circumcise in that song.
Oh,
Does
no.
he actually say that?
No, it sounds like
Like-
that. It
It sounds so
I-
much like it.
I have no idea.
I don't think he does.
Yeah. Find us the lyrics.
I'm gonna look up the lyrics and see
Honestly,
what other
I
people
can't
think.
hear anything except circumcised in that song.
Meanwhile, I'd like to say there's one part in that song that is way better than every single other aspect or part in that song. It's like the part like right after the vocals end, and it's like changes tune and adds like a little melodic section in the background. I think it's like 2 minutes in. I don't know what part it is, like how far it is in, but it's really good. I think it's like 2 minutes 30 in or something.
You don't need to specify which
I don't really
part
remember.
of the divide is really good. From start to finish, it's like I can't say how much I love it enough. Ever. It's by 7 Minutes Dead, so of course, you know, it's by Pre-Orbiter 7 Minutes Dead, so of course I fucking adore it.
Yo, speaking of that, where is Orbiter? They were like releasing a bunch
I think
of
they
lyrics,
worked
like,
for like
stop.
a long time
It
on
felt-
those 3 tracks, and they're just working on more now.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, as much as I didn't really love Orbiter that much, you can tell that they put a lot of time into recording those tracks, because they are complex.
Yeah.
They are really complex. No, but yeah, Pete, are you here? Or is Pete gone? Because I can't hear him. Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just listening to the vocals and trying to figure out.
If he's
I'm going through the
circumcised.
divide. I'm doing a sweep. The first website I went on just had a question mark in that bit, so apparently they don't know
Well, I mean,
either.
he does have quite a few like vocal effects on, so it's sort of hard to tell. Oh, and also, tell us, Matthew, because I've never heard him in any other song besides The Divide, does he sound the same or like he sounded in The Divide in other songs?
He sounds very similar, but not as like super melodic and like
Harmonic. Yeah.
scratchy. Oh yeah, harmonic. Well, in Heaven Let Us Down, I would say he actually kind of sounds better in Heaven Let Us Down than he does in
Well,
The
that's got me
Divide.
ready.
Cause he like harmonizes it in one part. Like he's not even like singing at one part. He like harmonizes. He like does what Anna Yvette couldn't do. He's not like do
Oh,
do do. He
please
actually
stop.
says. He actually like sings a
well,
melody.
like that bit in the middle of Tomorrow, where they stop saying words and they just start singing noises. By Direct.
I think so. I don't
God damn.
really remember that track, so
Sounds
it
so
might have been.
Do you like
that.
Direct? You better say yeah.
Sometimes.
What's your issue?
Sometimes. It depends.
What's your issue, bro?
I don't. Sometimes I don't like some of his tracks, but some tracks are pretty good. Like Lark is pretty good. What else is? There's that one. There's one from his new EP that I like.
Only
I forget what it's
one?
called.
Yes.
It's
So
called
Sure's
So
the
Sure.
darkest
That's
one.
what it was.
It's really good.
So Sure.
What about
So Sure,
Parallax
Lark.
from 16? The really dark one. Everyone likes that one.
I liked
Oh, yeah,
Better
yeah,
Worlds.
yeah.
Isn't that the one
That's
from
got Lavish, that one's
018? And then I like his songs with Mr.
Yeah.
Fiji Ouija, especially Hysteria.
Hysteria's-
That song
Hysteria's
is great.
Hysteria is
I
so
mean,
good.
if it was liquid dubstep, it'd be better. but-
I've given up here.
No,
No,
Break
it's completely
sucks!
different. I have given up trying. I'm getting so many conflicting messages from all these vocal sites.
Did any of them say
circumstance going on? So
Really? What
No,
did
none
they
of
say,
them
like
said
circumstance or what?
no, that
Oh,
one
it
of
would
them
probably
said,
be
see
circumstance.
yourself inside.
That
What
would
one of them said,
that would make us
which
more
was
sense.
of all the ones I saw was the closest.
That would
But
make more
who
sense,
says
honestly.
self like circ?
2 places just have question marks.
Why would you pronounce self circ?
Hey, there are
No,
some
if you
very
if you listen back to it, the start of it sounds fine.
Listen,
but
though.
it's the cum of circumcised that sounds off when you
God.
listen to it. I can hear like see yourself, but then
the
it doesn't
cum of
work.
Hey,
circumcised.
you
Doesn't
may
work.
think
Yeah.
that's something, but it's like there are songs that are even more confusing than that with
Oh, yeah, like-
lyrics.
Yeah, if anyone,
Yeah.
Trust
if
me,
anyone's
I've heard
seen
some.
Landon talk about the recent Eden track, there's this bit at the end of that track where he puts these distortion effects. You can't even like hear what he's saying at all. But it's cool. It's cool.
He keeps on like talking about albums and EPs that I've honestly just found
Yeah,
very
like everything
meh.
Millennium's
Like
ever
that
done.
Adiza.
I listened to the Odessa one. It's alright. Like all of the ones that didn't have vocals were pretty good, but the vocals were shit for the most part and sort of pulled the album down.
And then the
Oh, that
Grey
was
album
terrible.
I didn't
Grey
like.
was
Actually, no,
fucking
there was one song I liked, and then I saw it had the devil on it, and then I immediately removed it from my history and never
I mean,
looked at it
Grey's
again.
weird because they're the only time I've ever liked a song by Zed was that sort of break song that Zed and Grey had together, which sounded like a lot like Noise Storm. I sent it to Pete the other day, but I don't think I heard it.
Noise Storm is my favorite
I don't
artist
think
on
it sounds
Monstercat.
like Noise Storm, but...
I just like
Noise
to
Storm
mention in
shit.
the middle of that.
Oh,
Bro, wait. That's where you're wrong, sir.
Maybe I am, but I don't like him.
When has he released a super screechy bullshit dubstep song?
I don't know if he has.
Like half the old artists on
I would
Monstercat
rather
have done
listen
that
to
now.
screechy dubstep.
I have not
than
heard one.
Early Noise Storm.
Early
I would
Noise
listen
Storm
to
isn't
Follow
even that
Me
bad though.
any day
Like-
over like Backlash or friggin'
yeah,
Airway.
that's
Okay,
Sounds not very
Backlash,
that other one.
Backlash,
on 5.
and that song from 003 are the
What's the
one.
other one on 5 that everyone likes? That's fucking
Backlash,
terrible.
I love that.
Renegade?
I like Renegade.
It
I
sucks.
like Let It-
You.
Okay, fuck
Get
you.
out of here.
Get out.
Go away. It's
Get
great.
out.
It's
Boring.
so good.
Listen, the only two
basic.
songs I don't like from Noise Storm are Backlash and whatever the one
It's
from
not
003 was.
basic. Get out of here. It's really good complex style, especially for like 2011,
Yes.
2012. That's pretty damn good.
Alright, let me just explain this. The only two songs of his that I aren't the biggest fan of is Backlash and that one from 003. The rest of his stuff is either amazing or godlike to me. Like, it's just
Leaving Now
great.
is really good.
Maybe because I have so many memories of Breakdown and that
Don't
stuff.
worry, Matthew. I like Noise Storm a very large amount.
I mean, my
too.
issue is I don't like breaks.
Yeah.
He's in the minority here.
So.
I love breaks.
Breaks is my second favorite genre, and then my first
I
favorite
love
is
breaks
Glitch
when
Hop
it's
slash
done well.
Moonbaton.
Oh wait, did you just say what I think you said?
My favorite genre is Glitch Hop or
Your two
Moonbaton.
favorites are Glitch Hop and Moomba, and then your second favorite is breaks.
Yep.
We're the same person. Welcome to the club.
I don't know, Moomba.
Welcome to the
Moomba's
club.
cool,
It's
but
good
I've
to
heard
have
it in
you
too many
here.
pop songs that it sort of ruined it. Like, so much pop music uses the Moomba beat, but like instead of having cool samples, just like claps, and that's like the generic pop song beat in like almost every sort of Taylor Swift or Katy Perry or any of those songs. It's all just fucking Moomba, and I really don't like that.
So Matthew, what's your favorite Noise Storm break song then?
Breaks.
Yes.
It used to be Barracuda.
song's
Like I
awesome.
used to like
That
Barracuda a
song's
lot,
fucking
but I'm starting to think Sentinel
fuck
maybe.
off.
Oh yes, good boy, good boy.
Like, I'm
the first
really
drop especially
divided.
Makes that song.
I'm really divided, and I feel like I'm the only one who liked Escape, but I love that song.
Oh no, are you kidding me? No, me and Xavier absolutely love Escape. Mika doesn't.
And
but...
I don't know if you heard it, but on his like Snapchat or Instagram, I don't really remember which one it was. I don't fucking use
Good boy.
Snapchat or Instagram, so he like
Welcome to the club.
shared this preview of like this break song, and I lost it. I think I like fell off my bed or whatever the hell I
How
was
do you
sitting on
fall
at that
off your
time.
bed?
I'm just
When was
waiting for that
this?
to release.
When was this?
It was a couple weeks back, and he said it was coming soon, so I'm excited for it.
Okay, I'm excited. I'm always ready for more Noise Storm. Always.
Same.
He's been here since 2 and he doesn't seem to be going anywhere.
Which is a good
Also
thing.
one of the only artists that has never collabed with anyone else.
Now, if
Maybe
yeah,
he's
but
just
what-
really
what can I talk?
antisocial.
If there's ever
He lives in
Um,
Ireland, so...
he used to
How many Irish Monstercat artists do you know?
not that many, but I think he used to have a collab alias with his brother, so it's not really impossible. But if he collabs with anyone, I want him to collab with freaking Pixel,
Oh...
He'd
that's
ruin
interesting.
Pixel.
cause
Shut up, Mika.
Bro,
Get
shut
out
up.
of here. Get out of here. You need to leave. You need to check yourself.
Wait, you said you don't like breaks, so what do you think of
That
Rat
sounds
Twist? It
Fucking
is.
Drop Tech's really good though. I used to think Drop Tech and Noise Storm were both like equally shit, but Drop Tech's good. I like Drop Tech. I don't like his recent stuff, but
Both very
It is-
good.
Drop Tech's new EP
is
is
really
godlike.
Yeah.
The only one I didn't really like was like the last song. I don't even remember which one it was.
Like
But it-
Stasis?
No, that's the best one on the EP.
Fragments
That's the
isn't that
last
great,
one.
but the rest are.
Oh, it is. It's not Fragments, Ecstatus, or I don't think it's Mimic either. It's
Inject?
Inject.
Is it Inject?
Inject.
Ah, okay.
It is good,
It's good, yeah.
but it's the only one that's amazing on it and not
Yeah.
godlike to me.
I'd rank that, like, if I was ranking it, that would be like third. It'd be
Yeah.
Fragments is the worst. Then Inject. And then I wouldn't be able to decide between Mimic and Ecstasis, because they're both very,
For
very
me,
good
it would go
songs.
Inject, Mimic, Fragments, and Ecstatus, or whatever, how you say it.
Yeah. Also, just because I'm
Listen to
out
it
of
like it
curiosity, what's your favorite song from the Cyphersonia EP by Camellia? Yes, good
Key of
boy.
Timepieces. I watched your last video, and I honestly don't like the rest as much. Like when I first listened to Camellia, oh, I'm definitely using that song. I just thought about that now, and if you guys are hearing the song for the first time, so I'm just gonna give you a warning. Everyone that I've shown this song to so far has lost it the first time
Lost?
they heard this.
I mean, I could have.
The weakest response I got from this song was
I
holy
mean, could
shit.
this song be
So-
crazier than Ghost? I doubt it. That song. That's the speed.
What is
that's the
Ghost? Is that the
speedcore
Delta
one
Heavy song?
From friggin' from Cyphersonia.
I don't remember most
It's
of
so
Cyphersonia, so
It's a
Yeah,
lot better
it's-
than most of his other
that's
albums. Most of his
probably
other albums are
actually-
good shit.
that's my. Now, you ready for this? If you haven't listened to any of Camelia's stuff, I'm gonna say this right now. Cyphersonia is probably my second
Welcome to
least
the
favorite
Jungle
thing
is
he's
fucking
done.
terrible. That album's. Yeah, it's
Oh,
terrible.
the new one? But have you heard the intro track? The
Yeah, but
intro
it's not
track
just
is
like shitty
godlike.
Jungle Terror and hardstyle.
Yeah, but the two I like from that is the Do You Know Donkey Kong song and then like the intro. Also, Camellia is the god of
Yeah.
intros.
Alright, we're gonna have to speed it up because my mic is on 15% battery.
Oh,
No, but he is the god of intros, I agree. Pete, my
I
phone,
mean,
yeah,
your phone.
which is my current mic. Actually, can I plug it in? Actually, you know what? No, we can continue. 1 second.
okay. Well,
Carry
since
on.
we're here and we're talking about Camellia, I'm just gonna spit these in here before I say the Camellia song. I'm just gonna spit in the other three songs I was gonna mention and see if you've heard them. The other three songs I was gonna mention for my non-MCAT song were gonna be Savant
Savant's
Stargate,
Don't know Saga.
Kill the Noise and Matt Zoe Part 1, and Aya the
Don't
Revival.
know any of this. I know Matzo is pretty good. Matzo had one incredible song. The final song from.
Yeah, wasn't I the one
No,
who
I
showed
found
you
it.
that? Like,
Spotify
way
showed
back
it to
in
me
the day?
ages ago, but I remember you showed it to me thinking I hadn't heard it, and I was like, yeah, this song is like one of the best ever. But you did show me that album.
That
Yeah, when you came on
outro
ages ago,
song
you
was God.
you suggested that album, and we talked about it for a while.
Yeah, and then the recording never got
Was it not?
released, sadly.
I don't remember.
Yeah, this is the first
Oh,
time I'm
shit.
actually gonna like be on a episode that goes up.
Hopefully, yeah.
Hopefully. If everything
Yeah,
It goes better
hopefully.
than last week.
But with my luck, all of our phones are gonna explode, and then we're gonna have to buy new phones.
Yeah. Alright, more news?
Alright,
Ah!
I'm done with news.
Only took like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Most exciting thing, Feege album. I mean, I'm skeptical because Feege has not been that great recently. Everything since after, what's it called? That's, yeah,
His last
Dogma
EP?
I quite liked, but
Or-
everything after that wasn't very good.
Dogma.
Yeah. I liked Thought Police and Time to Say Goodbye and some other song on there. that I
Time to
can't
Say Goodbye
remember
wasn't
now.
that good, but every other song was like fucking incredible, I reckon.
Thought Police
Hostage
was my favorite on there.
is one of Feature's
Probably.
best tracks.
Oh god, no, I forgot about
It's-
Hostage.
It's like, it's like
I love that song.
It's one of any of
Too,
best
it's-
performances. So powerful.
No, it is her best performance.
Power. Yeah, it's good.
Like, during the first
I know,
drop,
it's just out of nowhere and it's just
like
like
her
so
voice at the
big
beginning.
and loud and ooh, ooh. I
It's
know,
so
yeah,
dark
so
and I love it.
Dark for Feige. Alright, well that brings us to the second final segment of the show, which is the Monstercat track of the week, where is basically the second
Second
last. I don't know.
I've never heard that one before.
Shut up now. Now this is a segment in which we basically pick a track which is on Monstercat from a random album which we were given last week. So that album last week was album 22,
22.
which we talked about last week, but quite extensively. Yeah,
extensively.
but with John, but because the recording was botched, we have to do it again. So we're going to album 22 by Monstercat, because that's how it works. Monstercat's the artist. This is
Oh yeah, that's my
one of
favorite artist.
Monstercat's best albums.
My favorite Monstercat song is
Yeah.
Flight.
It's by Monstercat and Breakin'. So
But
Monstercat
Alone
collab
though,
with Breakin'.
Alone is an amazing song by Monstercat, dude.
Oh yeah, true, right?
Like-
Love Alone.
As much as
Yeah,
I
that's a
don't
good
hate
one.
that song, I can't defend it. Like, it's fucking terrible. Alone.
What?
Yeah,
I like it.
because you like it for some reason.
I used to like it. And then I listened to it a couple times, and then now I hate it
everything it stands for.
because it's
But
everywhere.
also, bop 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 boop beep beep boop 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 boop. It's catchy. Alright, so let's talk about Monstercat 22. I don't really know what to talk about. There's so many good songs. I'm trying to think. What did I mention last week?
I'll go first.
Also, I just realized
Yeah?
something. O22, at least in my opinion, is an album where every song is amazing, but I can't really pick a godlike song. Like, try this and Barracuda, and like if actually no, there is one that's godlike. If you guys say it, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah.
Anyway, you can go first, Pete.
Alright. Well, just like last week, I'm not going to do that cheaty thing that I did last week where I talked about like 5 tracks, like briefly, and then talked about one extensively. Today I'm just going to talk about my one track, and there's so many to choose from, and I don't really want to take the easy... I feel like to take the easy and obvious route is to talk about Genesis, or to talk about like Victory, or something that everyone knows we like quite a bit. But something that I absolutely love, and is often swept under the rug, and people don't really talk about it much, is by a certain little artist who's disappeared recently, but I like a lot, called
it's so
Valant,
shit.
who,
Full circle.
fuck you,
Did you
man.
say?
Can you just let me talk about
No.
something without shitting all over
Wait,
it?
did he say Volant or?
I did.
Oh
I did.
yes, he's great.
And he's an artist that I like quite a bit. And this was his second single on Monstercat called Full Circle, which in some ways is just glitch hop, but it does so much cool stuff to separate itself from just being another glitch hop track. And the main thing that's always got me about this track is the atmosphere. It's got, in a very similar vein to Lone Song, it's got a very wintry, snowy, Christmassy atmosphere. And I absolutely, it's not something I've heard very much, apart from Lone Song, of course. And I think
Talesman
this song...
or Talisman.
Really? I mean,
Sorry.
that's a really good song, but it's not
Yeah, well,
Christmassy.
maybe it's the
Yeah.
maybe it's the fact that when I got off the bus, I listened to that in
Oh,
the
that'd
middle
be
of a
dope.
blizzard. But
I've, like, in Australia,
That would definitely
I've
explain
never
something.
seen snow fall. Like, I've stood in snow, like shitty, muddy
No.
snow that was mostly melted once, but actual snow,
I feel bad for you guys because you don't get
Never.
the good looking snow.
never. Yeah, we just get like half mud snow.
Hey, I've heard
You guys
I've
get the
heard
bad
that
snow.
When I'm going to Japan at the end of the year, I heard that it might be snowing
so
then
it
because
would
it's
be
winter
different in
and it
Japan.
snows in Japan. So if that happens, I'll be very, very excited because, you know, as Mika said, unless you're at the top of a mountain, you don't really get much snow.
Even the
in
snow we do
Australia,
get is like
so,
shit. Really shit. It's just like
Yeah.
ugly ice.
But yeah, what makes this song for me is the atmosphere and like the first drop especially with all the bells that come in, and it's like quite reserved and laid back in the way it does things, which really gives it a relaxed feel and atmosphere, and just everything about this song. It in some ways you could just say it's a generic Volant
It's a
style
lot better
glitch
than
hop
Minty.
track, but honestly I think it's so much more.
It's a lot better than Minty.
Honestly, I like both of them. Like, I like both. I like the feel that both of them have. Like this real like. Even though one of his tracks is named Minty, they have this weird like minty feel to them.
Smooth. Yeah. No, sorry, Peter, cut you off. Keep going. Ah, good. Yeah,
I'm
Full
finished.
Circle's pretty
Oh,
good.
You said it was shit.
No, it's a good song. Just I don't like it that much. It's a lot better than all of his other stuff. I'll tell you that much, but it's just too happy for me. I like the intro a lot. Like, all the piano's nice, but the drop's just a bit too like, oh, we're happy, glitch up, and a bit of future bass, and like,
What?
No.
The first
What?
drop?
yes, obviously.
In Full
What else would I be
Circle.
talking- It
It's not
is.
that happy.
it's not happy. Well,
The
it's not
second
that
drop is...
happy.
if you made that argument for the second drop, I
I'll make
definitely
it for both
understand and
drops.
agree with you, but the first drop is...
Like, the first drop, how is it not happy? Like,
Well, it's not as
like
happy as you
happy,
made it
but
out.
it's not
and
like-
the chord
Yeah.
progression that comes in the second half of the drops, like, very, like, the little, I don't know, melody thing that comes in the second half, it's like really upbeat, and I don't like that melody at all.
I don't know, I think it's positive, but I don't think it's like bouncy happy. Part of the reason I like is I think it, at least in the first half of the song, it's very reserved in the way it's happy. It's happy, but it's not like in your face, like, you know, Nanobi
Yeah.
or something like that.
Nanobi is
Nanobi's
so overrated
fucking
by
terrible.
everyone.
He's so
I like Nanobi.
awful.
I like Rainbow Road and Chipland,
Chipland's
but
pretty
Bubble
alright.
Beam is one of the worst tracks I've ever heard in my life.
Bubble Beam's my
I know,
favorite
Pete's
Nanobi
just fucking
song.
terrible.
Why?
He's just
Oh, shut up.
unbearable
Go
in
away.
every sense. I can't believe I did an entire fucking podcast of this. Anyway,
Make that 34 entire podcast.
Hey, you listen to me. You listen to me, boy. If it wasn't for me, this podcast would still just be a still image on a screen.
who
for, like,
watches the
an
podcast?
hour.
People just listen
Yeah.
to it. Get over yourself. Alright.
That was mean. That's actually kind of true. You should have said that.
No, that's what makes it funny. Alright, Full Circle by Volant. It's alright. It's not that good. It's not that bad. Oh jeez, my baby little
Can I go
sister
next?
came home, so if you hear screaming, enjoy that. No, yes, go next, Matthew. Enjoy.
Oh, yeah. Thank God. Okay, cool. So no one took it, so I don't have to murder anyone. But anyway, I was thinking, I used to like all these tracks a lot more than I do now, because like 2015 was my favorite year of Monstercat. And if you asked me this question like a couple months ago, I would have said, oh, try this or Barracuda. They're like the most godlike songs ever. But after a while, I don't really think any of the songs right now are as godlike as they used to be. They're still super
Yeah.
amazing, but there's only one song on this album to me now that is godlike, and I don't think there will be a time where it's not, and that's
God damn it!
Evaporate by
That was what I was
Trivecta.
gonna pick. It's so good.
I'm glad yes, thank God, I got it to it first. Anyway, everything about this track is just amazing. The second drop is probably my favorite, even though it's like the most generic. But I don't care if it's the most generic. The lead up to it is one of the most interesting, nice,
definitely.
and insanely atmospheric leads to a second drop I've ever heard. this is just like a better version of Drift Away,
yeah,
even though
I
Drift
totally
Away
agree.
is
Drift Away is
godlike
good,
as
but
well.
this is so much better. This song's just beautiful.
Yeah. The vocals in this one are just amazing. And honestly, I don't even know if this song can do anything wrong. Like, I don't really even know that much to say about this other than it's completely godlike. And I don't know what genre it is because I'm bad at genres. But if this is trance, it's probably one of the best trance songs on the label.
The second drop isn't even generic, it's just climactic.
Yeah.
Perfectly, it does what it's trying to do perfectly.
Yeah. It's the song's just beautiful. Like Atomosphere is so good in it, and the entire just theming and feel of the track is just so like dreamy and like. Even though it's not trance, I totally get why they labeled it trance. The song really is trance-like. It's just so sort of like just beautiful. I love it. Yes.
Also, there was like this comment that completely, like, it was like sometimes I relate to comments on YouTube a little bit too much on like Monstercat videos, but this was like probably the one I related to the most because he literally said the way she said tides is just the most amazing thing, and it is. Like, Jesus Christ, have you heard the way she says tides in that song? It's amazing. She says it in like a different like tempo and like voice than the rest of the song, and it sounds amazing.
Oh yeah. I always thought she
I don't
said
even know
tides.
how to explain it.
I don't know why. It probably does say tides there.
Really?
Yeah, the
Let
tides
the
come
tights-
in to fade you into grey. No. Yeah, it's an amazing song. Pete, what do you think? You like Evaporate? I would assume so. Yeah, good stuff.
Of course.
Alright. Now, for my pick, I mean, there's the obvious ones. There's Victory, which is like, for a long time was maybe my favourite song on the label. Has now sort of fallen off a bit. But it's still like, oh my god, so good. But god, what do I pick? So many choices. I mean, because you took my...
You took it last time.
I can't remember what I did last time. You did... So you picked Evaporate. I think what I did last time was talked about the Entity. Which is...
No, last time you talked about...
Ah, shit. Well, that was... Combine's good. I'm going to talk about the Entity. Entity's really, really good. It's not Stonebank's...
Oh, yeah, that's what John talked about, I think.
The Entity, not as good as Blast from the Past, but I reckon it's Stonebank's second best Complexo song. It's just so cool. Like,
Whoa.
Blast from the Past is Stonebank's best song, and this is maybe his second best song. Well, what's so controversial about that?
Sir, did you just say that any Stonebank song was better than Chokehold or Moving On? I don't think it works that way.
I have to agree with you there, Matthew.
But no, actually incorrect. Blast from the Past. Everyone forgets it exists, including me. But that's
I love that
song. That song's awesome.
I will never forget it exists because like 2015, in my opinion, was the best year for Monstercat. So I honestly remember like almost every track that was on an album at least from that year.
Look, I don't agree, but that year also has Space Cadets, so I kind of can't disagree that much. So
2015 had a lot of good shit. I mean, 2014. I mean,
yeah, 2015 was great.
Who's gonna deny it? Besides you, obviously.
I mean,
yeah, the 2014 is the best.
Yeah, that's everyone's favorite year.
The problem with 2015 and even 2016 is I feel like, as much as there's still a lot of good stuff on Monstercat, I still think it's been a gradual decline ever since 2014 in terms of quality. So everything that came out since 2014 I thought was not as good as the thing before it. So at the time of 2015 I didn't think it was as good as 2014, and then 2016 I didn't think was as good as 2015 and 2014. So if I look back at like 2015 now, it's great, but at the time when they all came out I was just like, this isn't as good as 2014, but you know, what can be.
You see, I'm the one weird case where I was even around in 2014 and I still think 2015 is somehow better.
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
It's like,
if there was any year to contest, it would be 2015.
Yeah, it's just like I look back and back after 025 came out, I'm like, wow, there's a lot of really good songs on here, but I don't like this song, I don't like that song. And sometime around 027, when music was getting really, really shit, I looked back and I was like, wow, I love every song on 025. And then so on and so on after that, I look back at like everything and I'm like, Jesus, I can find a song and just love it to death every time I look at a new song.
2013 was one of the best years as well. I mean, you have 16.
Oh yeah,
you have 15,
it was really good.
You have 14. 13's not that great.
Wait, 16 and 15 were
shit, were they?
2014.
16. No, 16
Oh,
came out in
okay.
2014.
Well, it's 2013. What? Then that's only 14, 13, 12, 11.
But then again, I think 2013 had 11 as well. So
at all.
11's probably my least favorite album.
Most of or a lot of 16's tracks came out in 2013, but then 16 was released at the
Wait, so it's
start
2015
of
a 20? So what am I saying? It was 15 a 2013 album. 2014 is still better.
Yes.
No, but anyway, The Entity, really good. It's like a banger of an electro track. It's got a really cool theme. It's a bit cheesy, but it's really cool. It's like, I think last week we were saying it was like sort of light Psycho. Like similar theme, but it didn't go all the way like Psycho did, which is cool. Yeah, I don't know. It's just cool. It's a little spooky, and it sounds good.
Also, I'm just gonna say this. I do like The Entity. I didn't clarify that after
moving
I
on's really
got
good.
angry for no moving on.
Can't do it.
But I'm just gonna add this one last unpopular
Everyone
opinion
hates
that I have on
Psycho.
everything.
It's like one of the most
I don't like
disliked songs on
Psycho.
the label.
The only thing I like
so
about
good.
it. No, it's not. The only people that I see hate it are like freaking people that aren't even that big in that people that like don't even talk in the fan base. They'll just be like, "Oh, I just like this" on the YouTube comment section, and they won't do anything else.
Most of the like actually committed fan base do like Psycho. It's just the
Yeah.
general population that don't like it.
Yeah, that's the way I see it, at least. And the only thing I really like about Psycho, for some reason, is the weirdest comparison of all time, where I think the drop, for some reason, sounds like something from Dance Dance Revolution.
Yeah, like the dun,
Like, you know, the
dun,
dun 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 dun, or whatever the heck it
Not
is.
the, like, snail sounds.
No, not the rest, just the dun 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 dun.
I mean,
and I'm
can
like,
I
that
just
sounds
say,
like
if it's
something
an
from
Aerocode
Dance
song
Dance
that takes 2
Revolution.
minutes to drop, chances are it's incredible. So, yeah. Like, oh my god. Like, the sound design in the drop is just, like, on Monstercat at least, unparalleled in its grossness, and I love it.
And it's like, I remember when we were talking about this with, I think it was that episode that we had Landon on, he was talking about people didn't like it because it sounded just like this other song by, I think it was Botneck or someone.
It was like a
that had the
Knife
same
Party
sound
song, I
design.
think.
And it was something like that. And I listened to the song that they were talking about, it's like, yeah, I guess the sound design is similar, but it doesn't have any of the cool atmosphere or anything like that. So there's no, I don't care if it's like very same sound design. It just doesn't have the same awesome scene setting. that
Honestly,
Psycho does.
The reason I don't like Psycho is that the vocals just ruin
I can
the
look past
atmosphere to me. Because
Yeah,
it's
I
just
don't-
like
I'm
a
not the biggest fan
robot
of
saying it.
those, But the intro, yeah, I can too, definitely. But the intro especially, I love the intro.
Yeah, the intro's good.
Alright.
I'll admit that much.
So I think that's the I mean, and yeah, the thing I talked about last week was Combine. I was just saying that it's really good, and it's sad to see Buster go, but he left on a high note. And that Buster is just fucking incredible, and better than Faint, which is hard for me to say because Faint is also incredible.
I mean, he died a hero before.
You haven't even seen that movie.
Which I think
Come
the
on, bro.
opposite.
That's a
is-
good thing.
You haven't even seen The Dark Knight.
You know what? Let's just
That's a quote
be
from The Dark Knight.
glad.
You should watch the movie before you
And?
quote it. Yes.
No.
Oh, it is.
No! That's like, there's so many iconic... No! There's so many iconic quotes that people... Just because it's from a movie doesn't mean you can't apply it to stuff outside of it. It's totally applicable to other stuff. Just because I haven't seen it doesn't mean I can't use the quote. No, not at all.
Argue it.
I will argue.
Never. Alright, what's the next thing we're doing? Alright, so we need to choose a random album for the next week. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a random number generator, and we're going to put in anything between 0 all the way up to 28, and which album gets randomly picked by the computer is the one we'll talk about next week. We'll choose a track from that album that we either think is good, bad, interesting, or just worth mentioning for some reason. So yeah, Pete, take it away. What album is randomly generated this week?
Right.
Hey! Well, we haven't been able to talk about that one much. Yeah. That was
Spectrum. No.
It's alright. Like it was
that
the
album
first,
is hated for no reason.
It was the last album before we started the podcast. So it's in this place where it sounds a lot like the sort of shit that we normally review.
Yeah.
But we've never actually reviewed it. It's not like, a 2014 album that we haven't reviewed, but it sounds nothing like the stuff we review now. It's definitely a...
Hey,
Mate, we're already an hour and 50 minutes.
do you mind if I go on a mini tangent? Once you're done with whatever you're saying.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to go soon enough. So let's keep it moving.
Okay, so everyone nowadays, or at least the main fan base, is always like, oh, 028's the album everything went shit at. Did you not hear any of the stuff on 027? 028, like, oh no, 027 is my least favorite album from 2015 to 2017 by far.
No. Alright.
Yeah, didn't have like...
I'm gonna have to argue against that here. 027 is great.
It has D&B, cool. It also has Marshmello and fucking Superstar.
Okay,
like,
fair enough, but it's also got Wi-Fi Tears and
Strung
Out and Sadbot and Leaving Now.
But wait, it's got generic Conroe as well. Don't mind this.
Really
We got some generic Conroe here for you.
No, 27 has great
pretty
Conroe.
good, but City
Thank you
Lights
very much. City Lights and The Saint are both very good, and it's got Infinite.
It doesn't have We Are the Lights, or is that 25?
And it's got
The Saint is garbage.
I'm gonna.
No, it has that Varian song with the forest.
No, that's
Oh wait,
25.
but wait.
It's got Sacred
There's
Woods.
also.
Yeah, Sacred.
But you guys
Sacred Woods.
forget that 027 has this disease that I call pick the worst song off the EP disease. And it basically picked that on every single EP on 027. So that's one more problem. There's some other songs that I'm forgetting that I don't like. There's like that Neon Rainbow song. And there's a bunch of mess stuff.
That's better than I can say for
friggin'
friggin' Volume 2.
And I can only name like
songs.
8 good songs or over like amazing. Oh, for Volume 2 I can name a lot. But then like 028 comes in with this uniqueness. And then everyone in the fan base is like, "Oh, this is garbage. This is all the same. This is all like different and I don't like it. Where's the old Monstercat?" And at that point, I wanted to kill someone.
I just think when stuff.
I mean, I was having doubts around 29, 30, but that was still
I think 030 especially.
Do you guys want to hear
30.
how sad 027 got to me? The reason 027 was so bad for me that I legit started listening
to
99 Lives. Alright? That's how bad it got.
No, like, if you want to talk about creativity on friggin' 028, Deep in the Night, my lord.
Yeah. Creativity is amazing on 028. All I'm trying to say is I can thank 027 for the fact that I listen to non-Monstercat stuff, so at least there's that.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's the reason I started listening to stuff that wasn't on MCAT.
So let's do the non-Monstercat track of the day. It sounds like you've already got something prepared for us, Matthew. So this is a segment in which we basically suggest to you, the listeners, a track which isn't on Monstercat, which we reckon you should listen at. You should listen to if you like it. Let us know down below. Tell us all about it. Suggest a track of your own that's not on Monstercat. We'll listen to it. If we like it, we'll like it, and then it'll be good. All right. So Matthew, tell us, what song are you suggesting for all of us to go check out today?
Alright, so I have a little backstory behind this, but basically,
Yep.
one day in the summer, me and my friend, Mr. Galley75, he's already been on the podcast, we were bored, right? We were bored, and we were just
Oh, that
sitting
guy's
there,
cool.
we're like, what are we gonna do? And he was watching the 8-Bit Drummer, he's like, hey, I saw the 8-Bit Drummer. I saw the 8-Bit Drummer cover this one song by this Camellia guy. Should we go check him out? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then he plays the first song.
Oh yeah, I saw Xavier.
And the
listening
first
to that.
song
He's actually
was
the ace,
named
isn't it?
Exit
No.
This Earth's Atomosphere. Now,
What about it?
now that song. Oh my God, are you
Oh,
serious?
oh.
Are you serious?
Sounds like Matthew's. Oh, he's back. Hello.
Well,
F my life, someone thought it was a great idea to call me in the middle of talking about Camellia. Anyway, that song was so good that we legit listened to all of his albums that night, and we were so stupid, and we were like listening to his stuff, and we were like comparing at the end of the night, we're like, we're not even gonna find a better artist, what's the point of other music? And then we woke up and realized how retarded we were. But this song is still probably one of my favorite Camellia songs, just because it's got to be one of the most insane songs I've ever heard. I listen to like dubstep, rhythm, and brostep, right, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is cool. I don't think this is dubstep. I don't even
What's the song
know
called?
what genre this is, but this is just pure insanity.
Which album is it from?
Exit This Earth's
Planet
Atomosphere.
Shaper.
It is from his worst album, Planet Shaper. But anyway, this song just is on a whole nother level of insanity. The build-up is all nice and
Yes,
everything, and it
Mika.
seems sort of chill, right? And it seems like, oh, from what I remember, this is just a normal Camellia song, right? Just da-na-na-na-na-na, and I'm just like, okay, this is nice, this is just a normal Camellia song. And then this weird vocal chop comes in, and then
Yeah,
it leads
it's like
to
trap
whatever
and
the hell
speedcore
that
and
drop
hardcore
was.
and D&B, and it's amazing.
I can't even explain it. It's not my favorite. It's not even my favorite Camellia song. It's just so insane that every time I listen to it, it blows my mind. This is
Yeah.
probably the most
Like, how
insane
do you
song
fit that
I've
many
ever heard.
sounds into a
Honestly.
song? Like, that must take so long. It's like even more insane than Ghost from Cyphersonia, which is hard to beat. But yeah, no, that song's good. I know, yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, we gotta get.
oh my.
Yep. Yeah.
I just got
Right,
to
we
the
gotta get a
drop
carry
that's
on.
around
So
like
I'm
2
gonna
minutes.
quickly
oh,
go on
wow,
my...
wee.
Right,
Now-
so everyone knows the best
Okay.
ever artists, BTSM, Black Tiger Sex Machine. Really, really good artists, actually. Some really terrible songs, but for the most part, really, really good bass producers. And they put out this track recently, which might actually be the most badass song I've ever heard. Lions by Black Tiger Sex Machine and YOOKiE, or YOOKiE, is so cool. It's really slow, but it's like, what on earth am I even hearing? It's just like, the
Oh,
build-ups are
shit.
awesome and badass, and it drops, and it's so just atmospheric, and like, it's just, the thing that's going for it is so cool. And of course it's on Cannibal, so of course it's gonna be good. But like, it's, I cannot describe how cool this song is. Like, the second drop's not that great. It's good, but the first drop is like one of the coolest and most badass things I've ever heard in EDM. It's just like mean and angry and awesome. It's so cool. Oh, I can't get enough of it. Yeah, so Lions by Black Tiger Sex Machine and YOOKiE. Yeah, it's pretty damn good. And so yeah, Pete, what's your Non-Monstercat track of the day? Birocratic.
Well, my track is from an artist. It is, but this is not like any of his other stuff at all. Like, if you've
Birocratic.
listened to all, I know
Trip
Mickey, you've
hop.
listened
Who
to
is
some
it?
of his other stuff. It's not this. This song is from an album called Beats 4, which I've been listening to a lot recently. But this song stands
Actually,
out from the
I'm
rest.
sorry, I
There's
couldn't hear who
nothing
it was
like
again.
them. It's called. He's
He
called
makes like the sort of
Birocratic.
music that like a YouTuber would use on like a
Birocratic.
montage looking at planes.
And
Like Casey
this...
Neistat or something would use this music. It's like elevator music done really well.
But this track in particular, I'd say it's the most typical EDM structure of all of them because it's got like, you know, big drops and everything, or the one in particular. It's called Corporate Japan, and it's from the album Beats 4, and it is like it lives up to the title. Like it's got very Japanesey kind of oriental kind of theme, and you know, it's good for like the first half of it, but when you get to that drop, especially when it builds up to it, it is like absolutely
I wish I could listen
wonderful.
to it right now, but I'm
like
listening to
it is. It's not.
Yeah, this is
It's
dope.
not heavy, but it feels hard and climactic. And it's just so good. This is the song that came up in my Monstercat Discover Weekly that made me check this guy out. Because I heard this, and I'm like, ooh. And as much as the rest of his stuff isn't like this, I still love this track more than anything else. And I love this guy a lot. But yeah, Corporate Japan by Birocratic, do yourself a favor, check it out. The theming is done so well, and it's
he's
so
good. Yeah, that was a long one. 2 hours of 5.
That was a
finally
long
the
one.
end.
Damn. I mean, you got a
Finally.
good amount of content out of us this time. Like, we went on some tangents. I'll tell you. We had like, we had so much good stuff. We had me bullying everyone. I bully Aaron, John, Matthew,
Yeah.
Pete. Oh, it's so much fun.
I think
yeah,
I think
I'd be
if you
meaner.
were with any of us in person, you'd
Yeah,
change your
me.
tone. If we're talking about actual
No,
bullying,
not physically. I can't do much of anything physically.
not
But what I can
physically
do
though.
is outwit and outsmart. Nope, I can't. Alright. That brings us to the end of the podcast. Thank you everybody for listening. Let us know down in the comments what you think of all the tracks that we've talked about today. As well, suggest one of your own tracks because I like hearing what you guys have to show me. So yeah, do all the good stuff. Thank you guys for coming on. Thank you, Matthew, for coming on. We'd love to have you on again. You somehow turned this podcast into an unstructured mess, and I love it. Let's do it again sometime. We got to get you and Gally both on once he gets a mic, if he doesn't already.
Shall I add this on a
I was
Gally
thinking,
was killed.
sad note?
Oh.
He cannot record podcasts anymore because
why?
we need to raise awareness for Gally's mom to stop freaking out about people, because his mom realized he had Discord and Skype,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And he has like a really overprotective mom. She's just like, nah, you can't get on Discord, you can't get on Skype. So she made him
the
delete it.
MCReviews crew,
what?
they're real rapists. They're hardcore rapists.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, why
my
do you
mom's the
think
same.
everyone
My
out
mom
here is a
works like
rapist?
she's not in this will sound weird. She works in jails, as in like with people who go to jail, and so she's ultra paranoid of criminals and stuff, and so she's so terrified of me being online and like, oh, something's gonna happen. And like, no, it's like you just work in an echo chamber where everyone's a rapist, so you just assume that everyone in real life is a rapist. But
It's cool that I can still talk to him on Xbox though, because he
well-
still has that at least.
yeah.
I was.
Oh
But
jeez.
yeah, I was thinking for the big.
Oh, we'll have like
episode 50,
we'll have
whenever
like
we get to
15
that, we need
people
to
on.
have like
Yeah.
way too many.
I'll
people.
get on.
Like an unreasonable amount of people. We need to see if we can get Xavier back on. Me,
Yeah.
you. We'll find
Try-
somewhere to
try
get
and
Gary
get
back.
friggin',
And you, Matthew,
try
and
and
Red
get,
Hawk, and Ethan, and Aaron. We need all these people on.
Yeah. Well, we could have like a
Oh
debate
god, that
show.
audio editing
Oh,
Like a
is
God.
gonna be
debate show with all
awful.
these different people.
Oh god.
No one would ever be able to talk.
Oh please. whatever we do, that would be.
Get landed on.
Seriously, I reckon that's what we
Sure,
should
you'd
do
love
if we want to
that.
get to the big episode 50.
A big mess.
That's what we'll do. We'll have way too
15
many
people all
on.
trying to yell at each
Oh
other.
yes, I'd landed.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'd like to be on again,
We
though.
try and spread it out with all the different guests, but
Oh.
we'll definitely have you on again soon. It's been good. But yes, thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you next time,
Yeah.
and we're gonna have to say goodbye. All right, bye bye.
Bye.
All right. Goodbye.
Why not?